Hey, let's see if we're popping up here. I told people 9:15, but we know here on 42 Opinions it's ish. Times are always ish. So I'm sure some of you know that and will be popping up any second, and others will just show up randomly because we're going to be here forever talking nonsense anyway.
We have a long track record.
That's why we're here, honestly. Just to say silly things.
Yeah.
Now, I was at an anime convention over the weekend, and we actually got a subscriber out of it.
Interesting.
Yes. She was very interested in hearing about 42 Opinions, and then she gave me her phone, and she's like, here, just type in the channel and hit subscribe. So I did.
Nice.
So I subscribed for her. I know she subscribed. Hello, Nate. You are first. And you even get your little number one with a crown.
It's so silly.
I don't quite understand. Like
it's you get a certain amount of points for commenting, but then you cap out pretty quickly.
Right. So if you're in a show like this, it's like
and then the only
pointless.
way to get more points is to give money.
Oh, there's a money component.
There's a money component. Otherwise, it basically just serves as a way of seeing who's talking most frequently. I mean, there could be a benefit to that, perhaps. Maybe I shouldn't poo-poo everything and be such a cynic. It's silly.
It is silly. Hello, Michael. Good to see you. Nate and Michael realize that the time is an ish time. It's whenever we can do it.
Might as well get this up in the meantime.
Get the half-running Koto show. That is the craziest shot I've ever seen.
Koto show realizing a bus is about to hit him.
He's like, wait, guys, wait. Don't leave without me. You're our biggest fan? Oh, and it slapped you with the number 2 as soon as you said that.
Rude.
That is incredibly awful of YouTube, isn't it? Oh, that's so sad to me.
It's a popularity contest when you're in Sanyaku and higher.
I know.
Who has the most wins?
It's a little rough. I don't know. I don't want to see that 1, 4, and 10. Giving me dark memories of the last tournament. There were so many good things.
Last tournament was a lot of fun.
It was.
A bit wild.
Are we like ready to reset and start a whole new like storyline?
September is usually September's the next one. Whew, man. September is usually the more serious one.
Mm-hmm. It's one where everyone's like getting it together because the year's gonna run out before you know it. The 3 in the Kokugikon seem to have a little bit more of a regal air. I mean, it's six tournaments of Sumo either way. But still, like you said, the Kokugikon ones are like royalty.
And September it seems to be okay. Everybody get your stuff together, and then November,
crunch time.
It's crunch time. There's some desperation.
There's all kinds of crazy talks. Then there's weird rankings and all that stuff.
Yeah. Come January, there's a lot of like New Year's resolution energy. It's cold.
People are just gonna watch sumo because there's nothing else to do.
Yep. So,
would you guys perchance have some time to talk about our Lord and Savior Onosato? Yeah, we'll have time, but I don't know what I would say about Onosato that I haven't said yet. Bring up what you're thinking. Nate's no longer a fan. Nope, he still is. YouTube playing with people's emotions today. That's what it does.
There is the possibility this is the worst version of Yokozuna Onosato we will ever see.
The one we just saw?
The 11 and 4.
Yeah. Which is kind of a crazy thing to think about. But this is learn on the job Yokozunas.
Yes.
Think about this. Like, Onosato's barely been in sumo. Of course he's learning on the job.
He was learning on the job.
Hakuho had been in sumo for far longer than Onosato. By the time
6 years.
Yeah, but so, like you said, this could be like, wow, 11 and 4. What happened to him? What a bad tournament.
I thought it was going to be another 9 and 6 because that's always what happens when he promotes.
It sort of creeped up, Like, you weren't exactly sure what kind of tournament he was going to have because it wasn't perfect from the start, and then it's like 11-4.
Got in his own head a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of the dark circle there.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. I don't think anybody else will be.
No, everyone's going to be pumped up, hoping the Hoshoryu has completely healed that toe. Which, it seems, I don't know.
We'll see.
You know, it could be rumors that it's healed. He could just be saying that it's healed, and he could be lying up until the moment of the tournament for all we know. So, anyway.
Yeah, he's going to be king of the castle, Onosato, in September.
Yep.
This happened. I mean, this has always happened. Like, every once in a while, Kakuryu would be better than Hakuho on the rankings, just because
Hakuho was out of the tournament.
Hakuho was out of the tournament. And Kakuryu got the cups. It's like, okay, yeah, he's the better Yokozuna now.
Right. It'll be interesting.
They're actually going to smash Kachi class next boss show. He absolutely is.
Oh yeah.
He is the.
Oh boy, trying to figure out where he's going to get sent will be interesting.
Oh well, let's find out. All right, so.
That's a good segue into figuring out Daisho's position. With an 0-15, his first ever complete tournament that he did not not compete a single match.
He has never been absent from a tournament the entire way before.
So there's no precedence for where he would drop at this point.
Okay, so.
And Michael thinks that Onosato will get at least a Juryo show, which you would have to think that at this point, that Onosato would be in every single tournament.
Did he get a Juryo show? No. 11-4. Is there 12-3 or is it no? Technically, he got a Juryo show.
Yeah, maybe he did because no one else was 12-3, right? There's a couple of 11-4s.
I don't know if they're gonna. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
that's interesting too. Like I hadn't even really thought about it. A 13-2 and then a bunch of 11-4s. I had to do him near last and slot him in. Yeah. So you had to figure out last. The numbers on 0-15 Sekiwaki are very curious. There's a lot less than you would expect. Well, remember, we can't really go on precedent anymore anyway because they've been smashing it. We don't do anything traditional on the Banzuke anymore, even though we do everything else supposedly traditional. All Might is here. Hello, Bob. Mega Monster is here. Hello, Mega Monster. 2 monsters in the chat today. Yes, you are early. We were kind of early, but we've been saying nothing. We're just messing around.
Yep. Hanging out.
Sprinkling a wrestler around.
Chucking him. Just like caber tossing him.
If anybody's new to the stream, this is what we do. At first, we just kind of put names in spots, and then we actually think about it.
Yeah. It's sort of easier once you learn the math trick. It's just you just do the math.
Right. You have to get them in a spot so you can see the numbers, just to fix your brain a little bit. You force somebody to subscribe. Nice. Well, I didn't exactly force them. They actually came up to me to talk to me about something different. And then I mentioned I had a sumo podcast. It came up naturally, and she was just like, "Okay, you need to do this for me," and just gave me her phone, and I hit subscribe.
Toby Zero may be a sleeper pick too.
Toby Zero is going to be very interesting because this is the lowest we've seen him in a long time, and probably the first injury of this caliber that we've seen in a long time. Daisha will be getting a big cushion, no doubt. I think it's not that hard. Hazard a guess, though, because there are a few choices. You say that, but my brain is like, I don't know. I think it's really gonna mess up everybody's Banzuke. She stole the phone and subscribed on it. That's the real story. I just was like, give me your phone. Give me your phone. I'm just gonna do it. And then she cried, and it was really sad.
But then she subscribed, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. I got my subscriber. What does it matter? Most recent example of a Sanyaku going 0-15 was Asanoyama. He went to Maegashira 12 from Komusubi. Interesting. Trying to figure out if there's a reason to even think about that precedent. Bug Zero about to watch all of the Banzuke videos and then change the actual Banzuke so no one gets it right. I'm calling it now. Bug Zero is hanging out in the room while they make this rankings chart, and I think everybody's going to be upset. It's just the vibe I have. They are going to do something really weird with it. So Nate did put Daisho Maegashira 12 West. The last few were like M10 to M12 area, and then before that there were some M6 to M8. Excuse me.
Ooh, it's clean.
Bug Zero is serving the sake. I gotta get somebody to draw Bug Zero because there's so many different forms that he could take.
Just dragging for now. There's gonna be a pile up right here.
I know, that's gonna be where you're like, ugh. This would literally be no fun if we weren't doing this with you guys. It'd be like, why am I torturing myself? I did some research. Sanyaku with double-digit losses go ahead of guys who math 2 ranks ahead, with one exception being Takayasu going 2-13. That would not be the first time Takayasu was an exception. Yokozuna Bug Zero wins via Fisherman's Throw. If we ever find a wrestler who fits the characteristics of Bug Zero, you gotta tell me. It's not a guy who's there yet. I don't know, maybe Teruyoshi is a Bug Zero, but he's not in Sumo anymore. Yeah, do we think Shishi's going to get saved?
He's going to be saved.
Oh, boy. He's got the best luck I've seen since Tobizaru.
Well, we've got... So, he's 7 and 8 on the bottom rung. But we have Kaio, who's 4 and 11. We have Koto Eiho, who's 6 and 9, right next to him. Then higher up, we have Endo, who's 0-0 and 15, gone. We have Hideno Umi, just barely right up here, 2-11 and 2, gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Like, so here's the thing. Where is that lovable oaf? There he is. This chunk right here, this winning 4 out of his last 5, saved him.
Yeah.
And he fought so well. Well, comparatively well.
For him. I
wildly.
mean, he did what he had to do, and you got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, he dialed in. He pulled a Shodai and just got the best sumo he could because his back was against the wall.
Right. And I think that does help Shishi Sumo. Like, he's one of those guys, because he was looking pretty rough. I was surprised that he wound up with a 7 and 8.
He 4 of those 7 were right here.
Yeah.
The final 5 days.
So it's like we're just watching him get beat day after day after day.
Yeah, this looked like the Shishi that we were learning to expect, which was awkward and bumbling and trying to use his size and doesn't always work.
Every time we think he's going to be permanently in Juryo, he saves himself.
He's, saved also, like, if Koto Eiho was 7 and 8, he's gone.
Yep.
If KO didn't make a tragedy in front of all of us.
I think he is probably hurt. Because he was so lovable the last couple of tournaments.
So we have coming up. All right, Nishiki's coming up.
Shishi not only went on a huge winning streak near the end, but he got some great luck too. Yep, that's what we just said. Everything fell into place to save him. Hey, the Japanese value luck as a skill. So maybe there's something to that. If not for the hair pull, which didn't affect the outcome of the match, Shishi would have gotten Kachikoshi. That is a whole other thing. I don't think he meant it at all. That's what was so tragic about it. It's just like, oops, what did I do?
The Midori Fuji match.
Yep.
Hair pull.
A shame for him, but good for Midori Fuji. I think that's save 2 tourneys in a row. Bet that's never happened. I think that's an overly optimistic way of looking at it. A foul isn't an avoidable loss yet. That doesn't mean it's an undeserved loss. Fair enough. Hey, Mitch. feel like we haven't seen you around that much. Good to see you. Nate, you sweet summer child. Banzuke shenanigans like this happen all the time. Mitch, are you umping the Little League World Series? Nope, I've already finished my tournament this year. Central Regional Softball. Ah, yes, Mitch has been quite busy, I assume. Now he's going to get very serious for September Sumo, the time when we all get very serious. It's not like the good old fun times of July where people are just falling on their faces for no reason. You're like, what happened, Tamawashi? You were doing great. And then it's just like the sand conspired against you, and you still kicked everybody's butt. What is going on with this? Oh, here we go.
So we got a relatively clean 5 down. Oh, is it only 4 up? Crap.
Nate is new to Banzuke. Yeah, you're going to find, if you come to enough of these, that there's plenty of shenanigans that you're like, really? 6 and 9 on the last spot? 6 and 9 in Sanyaku? Come on.
Yeah, it was a little wild. Yeah, so we've got 5 down, 5 up. It's relatively clean. Juryo hit. And
You don't think there's any potentials?
so the only thing we got going on is that we have 2 people at 10 and 5 at Juryo 6. That maths them to the top of Juryo.
Okay.
We do have a Osho Umi with an 8 and 7 at Juryo 3, but there's nobody else around here.
Right.
That's looking like they're going to be contenders. So this seems relatively cut and dry.
Okay. So we're going to leave it at cut and dry then.
Now, yeah. So theoretically, these are the people who are going to be in the top 42, and now we just got to make a list out of this.
How weird that Koto Shoho, who always slips all over the place, didn't slip one time when everyone else was slipping. That was interesting, wasn't it?
It was the Tokushoryu effect. It was
the moment.
The energy of the universe poured into him.
And it's like we always say, you can just have one good tournament. That's all it takes. And if the energy is there and the vibes are there and everything's going on all cylinders, you don't slip in those tournaments.
Yeah, I think this discussion was when it was fresh about the how much he earned it versus how much luck. He definitely had the opportunity lined up for him, but
he could have blew it.
He absolutely should have blown it. That's the weird thing. He beats Aonishiki, he beats Kirishima, he beats Onosato, and he beats Takayasu one after the other.
If he had blown it, it would have been expected.
Well, mathematically, he should not have won all 4 of those.
Yeah.
That is all him. That is the sumo gods descending from the heavens.
But I also think like it shows you that he really does have something in him if he could put it all together.
It all lined up. I mean, we're hoping that this is the, oh wait, I can do this moment. Mm-hmm. And that it's just a pivot. And then he wakes up.
And starts like doing the sumo he can do.
Yeah. He was already going through a fun transformation.
Right. He had that tournament where he was very, very aggressive and things were starting to pick up. And
yeah. He changed his tact. He figured out the holes in his game and he got out some quickcrete. It was really interesting. He had that injury that dumped him down, and then here we're like, oh, we'll just see what he can do. And then he shows us what he can do.
Yeah, there was not a second place with a 12 and 3. Is this your absolute first one, Nate? I'm seeing comments here.
Uda Banzuke worked my followed sumo for a handful of years. Talking about the hair pull. Yep. Last Aki Banzuke is when I had my miraculous Genyusha performance. I know recently the Banzuke has gotten really wacky. Pretty good first Banzuke to go on. You will learn the lesson about math versus bias quickly. Most people have Hitoshi coming up and Shishi being saved.
Do we have Hitoshi coming up?
Yes. I think. Wait, Hitoshi. Him.
Oh.
I don't have.
Juryo is 6.
Mitch about to go on a generation run in Sumo Fantasy. Bi-monthly piece of John lore.
Which is it? Are you looking for lore, or you just created some lore?
I don't know. Maybe they're looking.
You need to clarify.
Yeah, he'll clarify. Juryo versus Demotable feels like a crapshoot most of the time. I have Shishi at 18 East. Currently doing a DUI Zoom course too. DUI Zoom course. I know there's the defensive driving courses you can do for your insurance.
Yeah.
You could do
They're
those.
all online now.
They're all online. I went to one in person. It was.
So did I. That's how old we are.
I guess.
They used to only do them in person.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was like the 5-hour course was in person at the freaking mall.
Yeah, it was a bit of a trial. But the thing is that like when you were done with it, they're just like, you're done, get out.
I know. They like locked the gates. Like,
but it was nice because then you just.
All right, I'm good.
You got the certificate. You mail it to the insurance. You're done. The freaking online courses, at least from the one I took, they're pains in the asses.
Are they?
They got a lot of tests. I think the last one I took, they had some like biometric thing. There must be a rash of cheaters.
Oh, I bet.
Which I mean, it sort of makes sense, but like
I guess, but it's like, come on, just do it.
Like every 20 minutes, you had to like read a phrase out, and then it would like match the audio print of your voice to whatever you stored originally.
Wow. I would rather just go in person.
I'm getting there myself. It's the old man talking, but like I'm sitting through all this. Like the whole idea is, you know, you get a coffee, you get a snack. You're comfortable.
You just chill and you watch.
Chilling, you're watching. You're taking in the information. You're doing a little bit of note taking because sometimes the quizzes are a little nasty. And then that's it. That's just your afternoon. But they're just like, no, you gotta do voice prints, and you gotta like, there's quizzes and all this other. I'm like, God, it really got me like, can I look up things online in person again?
Right?
Sick of this online crap.
Bring me right back to the mall.
Shodai Sanyaku run search now.
Could you imagine?
Demoting Shishi would not be the most bizarre thing they've done. They shouldn't do it, but hey, maybe.
They should do it, but they won't.
I think there's I don't know about Hitoshi and Daiseisan making the jump up. Actually, hang on. Let's look into this. Let's do a wee bit. I don't need this anymore. I don't need you, Shishi Masaru. I'm just lying. I need you.
I think Hitoshi coming up is kind of a no-brainer, but my dilemma is between Shishi and Daiseisan.
Interesting.
And Bob says we need another piece of John lore,
yep.
So that's you when you're ready. I don't provide the lore.
Let's see. Hitoshi, what's your Juryo like? I guess they want him up. I guess that's the collective unconscious.
Yeah, Nate doesn't want it, but he thinks it's what's happening.
So I guess I'm looking at this, and we have Osho Umi at 8 and 7 at Juryo 3. And then the next one is Hitoshi 10 and 5 at Juryo 6. So I'm guessing they're thinking that Hitoshi is more worthy than Osho Umi. I guess from that logic it makes sense. Let's look at you. That has been ping-ponging around a little bit. Well, either way, Shishi is saved.
Yeah. It's just a question of who is going to be with him.
Are we feeling the Hitoshi bump?
I guess. I mean, he was not on my radar because I wasn't looking down there until just now, but it makes sense. I'm still on the side of not demoting when I can. This is a hot tip, I say, for beginners. Yep, be addicted, Juryo Ricochet.
Okay, so so Osho Umi we're pushing down, and we're gonna let Hitoshi up.
Where's he gonna go though? Right in that last spot?
I don't. There's like 5 people in this last spot. We're gonna.
I know.
We're gonna have to.
We are gonna just be like, yeah. Everybody gets double spot. It's not gonna work. It's nice this guy Banzuke helper though, because before I knew it existed.
Oh, we were just dragging people in the spreadsheet. It was a pain in the ass.
Right, what a pain! Like
absolute mess. I'm still thinking about the lore. I gotta think of something. I'm trying to find a mixture of something interesting, something I haven't talked about before, and something that's not a little too personal.
Yes, this is a delicate balance.
I'm looking for the center of that Venn diagram. So let me stew.
He's got to think about this, guys. He's already working hard to figure out how to clean up this mess.
Absolute mess. Yeah. So I guess victory number 1, we're going with these fine gentlemen for our.
So this is the people who will be there.
The people who will be there are these, and then where they are is what we're gonna have to deal with next.
Might have to roll some dice. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
There really isn't another option unless you want to see someone like Endo for stupid reason here. That would be crazy if they did that. I don't think so.
He's gone.
I don't even know that he'll be back next tournament.
That's a good point.
Which would, that would affect their decision, I think. Hitoshi was Takeru Fuji's college teammate. Ah, interesting.
Hitoshi and Daisejan both ahead of Oshoumi. Okay. I don't think that. We've got room for 5 clean, and I think Shishi gets saved.
That lucky man. Yeah, I do think Mitch originated the rule about Juryo Ricochet. And apparently Oshoumi has a blue belt. As I've said many times, John and I don't pay that much attention to Juryo, so as soon as you pop up in the top division, then we'll remember you. Unless you're Onosato. We heard about him for a while. Or even Awanishiki. We knew about him for a while too. The bottom is easier than usual because aside from Shishi, you can just slam other Juryo Ricochet together and follow normal rules. You mean just the math rules?
Yeah, well, just Shishi goes here, and then it's, I guess from there, it's Hitoshi, and then Tomokaze, and then Ryuden, and then Nishikigi.
Ah. Let us know if that looks like the way you thought.
Actually, hang on a minute. Crap, Shonen no Movie's messing with this. No, it was just Shonen no Movie's just the next one. It's fine. And then we're just gonna go, I guess then we just go like this. Somebody's gonna get a merciful drop down, it looks like.
Oh, there's gonna be some winners and some losers of this shuffle. But it's going to be very different than last time's Banzuke.
Ish,
yeah. I've only done 1 draft so far, but I was kind of surprised how well things fell into place. Oh, by now you usually do like 20 drafts, right? This thing is due by next week. We're the only ones who don't do like 800 drafts. This is the draft.
It's one and done. No.
You guys are helping us with the draft, and then when the stream ends, we do the thing. Then it's over. We submit it.
It's a lot like testing, like they always say, like don't change your answers in a test.
Because you probably had the answer right the first time. You guys should I hope you keep track of your drafts to see how many times you made a bad change, because that would be interesting. Grand Sumo Breakdown said it first. We just repeat it because it's true. Yeah, they watch the videos too. They watch all the podcasts about it, and they do their research, and then we benefit.
This is weird.
What Monster said. Win for 42 Opinions chat, making you guys aware of Aonishiki early on. It's true. It was you guys.
Another area that the Shrimp Committee could do some weird stuff with is the Sekiwake. Have a Sekiwake like this. This feels relatively clean. I don't think they're going to do anything. I think because they spared Takayasu, they're not going to give him a Kamasubi bump to Sekiwake.
I don't know.
I think it's just going to be this boom, just like that.
Yeah, they don't usually open up new Sekiwake spots, do they?
You like if Takayasu was like Jinyusho or something like that, maybe they do, because that's what they did for Wakataka Kage.
I am gonna say this: Takayasu is the one guy that they seem to break rules for. So just remember that.
Well, he'll be Kamasubi 1 East now.
Poor Tamawashi, man. What if they open up a Komusubi spot for him?
Nah. He was making sure 4.
So I'm gonna call all the crazy things that probably aren't gonna happen, but would be hilarious. Okay, so Takayasu, they open up a Sekiwake 2. Tamawashi gets Komusubi. Would they do 2 East?
It'd be 2 West.
2 West. So they open up spots for both of those guys, and then everything else goes to Chaos.
Potentially.
And then they demote Shishi. For no other reason than they don't like him. This is scenarios that would mess up your Banzuke.
Hitoshi over Shishi is a toss-up. Hitoshi... Oh, no,
Yeah, the chat gets like that.
Yep. Hitoshi really go above Shishi at J6. Then a couple of drafts. I'm just starting to overthink point. Wakataka Kage over Kirishima because he's on the Ozeki run. I mean, just
that's what we got.
They're both Sekiwake. Kirishima was at 8 and 7. Wakataka Kage was at 10 and 5. They don't always do that math, but that's just
that seems to be clean. Yeah.
Free Shishi at M17 and place Hitoshi at M18. I think that's a justifiable coin toss. Hitoshi over Shishi is a toss-up. Hitoshi coming from lower Juryo, but Shishi doesn't math into the division, and they have been trying really hard to demote the 7-win guys lately. Kitty over Waka because the last 2 times Sekiwake switched was when one got a Jinyusho. Hitoshi and Shishi can both be in Makuchi because anti-Juryo bias seems less consistent when with them punishing 7 wins. I want Shishi at 18 East. Placed Waka over Kirishima because of a similar thing they did not too long ago. Wakamoto Haru at Kamasubi going ahead of an 8-win Daisho. Promoting Takayasu to Sekiwake would be unprecedented, except they seem to have established a precedent for doing unprecedented things.
Yes, particularly with him. When I see Takayasu, I get a little nervous. Same with Tobizaru. Not this Banzuke, but previous ones. It's like, oh boy, what are they going to do with Tobizaru? Do we have any holds this time?
No. Well, maybe. There's only 3 people with a 7 and 8. One was Shishi, who might hold, but I'm putting him at 18 East. I'm just gonna squeeze him all the way down. There's Roga, who lost on the last day. They might hold him at 10 West, but I haven't gotten to this middle, this messy middle.
Yeah, the middle is where the disaster is.
And then the last 7 and 8 was Oho. This top is just gonna be slammed till they're. I'm thinking he's getting over demoted on the 7 and 8. At least that's the way it is right now.
Which is a shame after all those holds at 7 and 8s in prior Banzuke.
Well, I mean, look at all this green around him.
I know.
All this green. These are all the fresh people who have no idea what's about to happen to them.
September's going to be fun for them.
Be a bunch of red for them. Takayasu at Sekiwake will put your whole Banzuke off by a half if you're wrong. Too risky.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying 11 wins at Kamasubi to open an extra Sekiwake rank. I think Takayasu just goes to the east side. Some consistency here.
I want to be like the Abi of Guess the Banzuke. And I just want to put doubts in your head and but what if?
Did you want to do an Abi Banzuke?
Yeah.
To yourself?
Yes, I do want to do an Abi Banzuke. Yes. I gotta think it through though. I gotta look at our scenarios here and see what would be the worst horrible thing.
You want to enter separately?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could do that. I should have a name still in there.
Just a list of all the what ifs, and you just make a Banzuke with all the what ifs in it.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
We have the Abi the Banzuke.
Abi the Banzuke. That's right. Let's Abi this up.
Nothing but slapdowns, henkas, and absolute chaos.
I love it.
Yeah, what happens if we henka the Banzuke? We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. Monster has no holds. Does it say Abizuke?
Oh, what's going on?
How great would an Aonishiki and Takayasu double Ozeki promotion be? That'd be pretty sweet. Mitch has no faith in Takayasu. Well, you can guarantee that Takayasu will be taking that Sekiwaki spot in my Abi Banzuke.
Get it. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. I'm still confused. Aha. I found it. This. Aha, there it is. Okay. Now everybody's in their own spot.
Yep, they have their own spot.
Everybody's in their own spot.
This is like the first moment of like, I can think
They're not
and breathe.
Some of them are not in the correct spots.
But they're in a spot.
But they're in a spot. So this is technically a submittable Banzuke.
Technically, we would get our butts kicked if we left it this way.
Yeah, we're
not
gonna
do that.
We're not gonna. There's a couple parts.
Mark my words, Oshoma over Kusano. There's too much data that says so. I caution you about the data, but I'm not saying you're wrong. I just caution you that the data doesn't really matter anymore.
Well, math.
How's the math look?
Because this is +7, getting here.
Mm-hmm.
And he does have the thing is that like the X factors are canceling each other out right now, because Oshoma is coming down from Kamasubi, so that's always a gentler hit.
Mm-hmm.
But Kusano's coming up with the Genyu and the Ginosho and the...
Oh, so that's what the JGK is.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's a Genyu, and then he got special prize... Where the hell is it? Tournament champions. Did he get 2? Yeah, he got 2. He got the Gino show and he got the Kanto show.
Good
So
tournament
that's the JGK.
I was thinking like, now I know.
This was his first tournament. Didn't look like it.
I
Didn't
know.
feel like it.
Can't wait to see what he does in September. I hope we have a healthy Hoshoryu because I want to see some.
All right, Tomokaze a rank too low. They say Tomokaze, Nishikigi, and Ryuden. I have no horse in this race. Off it goes. Oshoma and Daisho both over Kusano. Daisho that high?
It's possible. If he's never ever been out, they might give him some slack.
I'm thinking my bias. Daisho at M7E controversial. I can't tell. He didn't do anything.
I'm going to do something very controversial on
What
my
are you gonna
Abi Banzuke. I'm going to give Daisho... Where is he right now? He's at
12.
I'm going to say 15.
Super low. You should
Super
write all
low.
these down so you don't forget them.
I know. What am I thinking? Ow.
Here you go.
All right. You hold the line. I'm going to
Sure,
I'm going to get the paper.
Go get pen paper. Don't caution me about my data. It's all I have. But in my defense, that same data at Takahashi holding Kamasubi, I was one of the few who got it right. Nice. The Shoshoma talk is something I'll have to reevaluate in my next drafts. The Roga Mitakayumi Daisho area feels like it could be any order. It does feel that way. I know Daisho will be getting biased because it's this committee, and M70 is the only place to put him that's even semi-convenient.
Well, I mean, it could go controversial in the other way.
I feel my Koto Shoho at 5 East is controversial, but I like the fit. He is... I'll have to look at that again. He's actually way, way high up on this list. I'll have to probably drag him down a bit. Switch Nishikigi and Ryugen. Oh, crap, you're right. Daisho at M7 feels way too high to me. I was thinking at least 9-10 that was generous. Good pick, but good picks don't always turn out right. Yeah, it's weird because like this.
Mm.
Maybe in 4. Like the Kotoshoho M5 pick. Yeah, what's really awkward here is these 3. Oho, Wakamonoharu, and Onokatsu. Because all these people are getting promoted.
Yeah.
They're all just clustered on top of each other.
Right. And how much do they value that 7 and 8 over the 6 and 9?
Yes.
That's the tricky part. Yeah. It could go in, like, you could swap it and...
Yeah, so, I mean, like, you can do this, but then he's 3 rungs down on 7 and 8, and that's the same as this.
Right. I think if you really think that one through, you could probably come up with an answer that you're satisfied with, but it takes some actual thinking.
Oh, a lot of people have Kotoshoho at M5. All right. So, here, I'm gonna look at this a different way. So I'm just gonna, for these guys, I'm gonna put them where the math puts them.
Oh my goodness, this Abi Banzuke that I'm creating would be a disaster if any of this happened.
Do it.
Because if Takayasu goes to Sekiwake 2 West and Tamawashi gets Komusubi, we might move Aonishiki to Komusubi 1 East, Tamawashi to Komusubi 1 West. Then everybody has to move.
I'm seeing why he's 2 West. That actually maps out very cleanly. Ooh, this is much cleaner. Look at all that. Look at all that.
That looks... That almost felt like you put a puzzle together.
That snapped.
Wow.
Audible click.
Look at that.
A lot of similar examples recently tell me put Haku Oho, then Gonoyama, then Hira de Umi.
Then Wakamotoharu, then Kotoshoho.
Yeah. Oho was the key to all of it.
It's funny how that works. It all does come down to the one guy.
It was actually under promoting him a half rung.
Mm-hmm.
Just sliding him over, and then everything else made sense. Because like these 8 and 7s are like, where the hell do you go?
Right, a 1 plus makes sense.
And then like Wakamotoharu was over demoted, and you were super over demoted. It was clean.
Well, and the thing is, there's precedent too for the 7 and 8s holding, so a 0.5 loss is like just the same.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
And then Atami Fuji jumps a little bit with the Junyu show, and also he's been in Sanyaku already. Abi doesn't get much higher, but his 9 and 6 is not going to compete with a special prize winning Tamawashi. 11 and 4 is not going to get Tamawashi into Sanyaku.
I know, but on the Abi Guess the Banzuke, it will.
It is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wrote it.
Okay, good.
This is going to be a disaster.
I love it.
If any of this were to happen. Oh, yeah. Let me write down my bottom stuff.
Actually, for Oho, I'm certain he's not going to get biased against Haku Oho. I don't see Tommy Fuji getting preference over 2 Joy Rikishi, that math to the same rank. This one seems so straightforward on first pass. Now I've got no confidence in any of it.
Now, I'm going to say, I think, I could be wrong, but I think there is some bias out there for the Isegahama guys. Even
not as much these days.
Not as much, but
well, what's also
come on, it's still in the air.
What's happening is the Segahama boys are... So we had the thing that Nishiki Fuji and Midori Fuji, they were... This is going to come out wrong, but they're more popular than their rank allowed them. So like that was back when Midori Fuji would go up like 5, 6, 7 ranks. And you're like, well, that was nice. That was nice.
Doing some...
But nowadays, like here we have a Tommy Fuji. He has a Jinyu show.
Exactly.
And did some of the best sumo that we've seen out of him in years.
If so you give them a reason, they'll do it.
Kusano mats to here. So no bias
straight
there.
up.
And where the hell's Takeru Fuji mats just to right here, so it's not an under demotion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So
I think our Banzuke is going to look different than theirs, but that's okay because we'll get to see who was right.
Yeah. If you want some crazy fun, try to do a guess the Banzuke for an early 2000s Banzuke. Those are wild but weirdly consistent. They almost never use that as a tiebreaker. It's almost always a math ordeal. It's a lack of logic. Unfortunately,
they've been doing non-logical things.
there are several pieces. Like the math, the math of just who goes up and down, that's one piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's tenure.
You know that senior...
The seniority of somebody.
Senpai, kohai matters.
Yep. This person has been in Sanyaku, so you get to go back up again. This person is Tamawashi, been here forever. Just put him at the top.
Or open up a Komusubi spot.
Yeah, well, maybe. Takiyasu, let him. He's Takiyasu. Just let him stay. There's a seniority factor there. There is whatever subjective bias is going on with the people doing this in general.
And don't think there isn't some, because there is.
And
it's guess the bias.
Yes.
Yay.
There's weird biases. There's so really, like, and then some of the head-to-head stuff and sort of the X factor of how well or how poorly you did, like, that's also in there.
Mm-hmm.
But that then also means that, like, we only have a smaller pie slice for the actual mathematical.
Exactly.
But I mean, as you can see, like, the actual mathematical sort of does a lot of the work for us.
Right.
And then it's just a matter of
deciding the little detail.
When the math conflicts.
What do you do?
Then everything gets all weird. I look at the sheer bias the committee has shown. I just think they'd put Daisho at M7. They would.
Well, I do think Daisho is one of those tricky ones.
When former Segahama Oyakata was running the shrimp department, I used to have a thing called the Segahama coefficient. It's true.
Yeah. Now we don't have to worry about that as much.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm going to think my Daisho one out for the Abi Banzuke.
Okay.
I might give him less of a demotion.
They put him that high?
It's really hard to say.
There maybe, like, the left side is very clean. The right side down here, there's
like he could take Kim Bozon's spot.
Maybe.
That's what I'm putting down.
It feels like M12 because, well, I mean, look at Kim Bozon gets a bit of a cushion, but Fujinokawa, well, maybe they give it to Fujinokawa. I don't know. Shodai is just going to get his 3. He's not getting any more.
He gets the standard.
He gets the 3. Roga just knocks down 1. So you may be able to do something with Kinbozan and Daisho and Roga. These 3 can turn that knob.
I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe Roga.
So then you can maybe mess around with that and pull these numbers around a little bit.
That would really screw things up. But
and then what happens here in the bottom is...
Abi Banzuke Daisho stays at Sekiwake.
Sekiwake hold, why not?
That was way funnier than it should be, but it was funny.
That is absolutely bonkers. That's totally out there.
I'm not going to go that wild. I want it to be like there's a realm of possibility in these choices.
It's a boxing level of wild.
Yeah, that's a Banzuke, exactly.
We're not doing an Banzuke.
Yeah, just an Abi one. Abi pulls off some of these matches in a chaotic way that he has no business winning.
All 42 people are simultaneously Yokozuna 1 East. That's the Banzuke.
That's the Banzuke.
Everybody's the same. I'm a very risk-averse player like you guys might know. I do have some nerves because I think my Banzuke is very risky this time. Abi Banzuke also places Skinny Takakeisho at Yokozuna 3 East.
Yeah. Would love Skinny Takakeisho. I was thinking about that. So, I don't know the last photo you've seen of him, but whoa. He doesn't look like the Takakeisho. He's gone.
His head looks too big for his body now. It's weird.
Oh, but now his face is starting to slim so much that his all his facial features, like, he looks like a different person. And I'm thinking to myself, he's got all the mental capability of the fighting, but like if he actually got in the ring, he wouldn't be the same fighter anymore.
He would. Well, yeah, he'd have to do Enho stuff.
He would, and I can't fathom this. Speaking of which, I put this in the post section, but it's probably better to tell all the listeners. I am going to do something for Takakeisho's hair cutting ceremony.
When is that?
That is October 4th, which is a Saturday. Now, I'm not going to do it live because that would be 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not doing that. But we've done Takakeisho birthday celebrations. We got to do a end of Takakeisho. It's required. And I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there that we can watch and we're not going to get in trouble for. But we must celebrate the end of Takakeisho's sumo journey as a Rikishi when that top knot is cut. I know there will be tears. They'll be mostly coming from me. But I'm pretty sure Takekisho is going to cry too. And it's going to be emotional. It's going to be crazy. And it has to be done. This will be done. So, Takekisho, October 4th. Not sure exactly what kind of live stream, but we're doing something. I don't know.
Seen the elementary school photo of Daisho and Takekisho?
Yes, I did. And it was so cute.
Mitch, Bob, you guys trawl in the other places with Banzuke guessers, right? Or other people thinking about Daisho. How wide is the net?
Mm-hmm. No, Maria, it's the beginning of Takekisho's journey as an Oyakata. You're right. But we have to end the old self to start the new self. So it's not going to be the same as when he retired, guys. I'm not going to get that upset. But if he starts crying, then I'm going to start crying. It's inevitable. I had a hard time watching Daisho cry. Or, Daisho, wow. Onosato cry. That made me just like, ugh. I couldn't even watch Sumo Salon the second time without getting really, like, I got a little, couldn't breathe for a second there. H. Tim insists on 12 West.
12 West. Finally putting him up and Kimbozan spot, moving everyone down. Not convinced yet. Need to think. Seen anywhere from Kamasubi to M15. Serious guest Banzuke players have him between 7 and 12.
The truth of the matter is, Oho and Daisho are the two pieces you must figure out, or your Banzuke is screwed. Like, if they choose to put Daisho way up high, all your things are wrong. But there's no way to know what they'll do. So, you just got to make a guess and be happy with it.
This feels... Everything clicked up here. It sort of just rattled all the way down.
Well... I want to look at the other math numbers for a second and see if... It's like you said, everything is starting to look
I mean,
pretty good.
we'll top the bottom. So the Yokozunas is... It's whatever. Kotozakura.
Mm-hmm.
Lone man.
Yep.
The 87 machine himself.
Yeah, I know. All by him, his lonesomes.
Kimbo's on at 9 East too. I'm all in on the bias math this time. Interesting. Twitch Ura and Taka no show because of wins. But Ura.
What does that math look like when you do it?
Well, Taka no show to 9 and 6 is a +3 right here.
Yeah, and all Ura got was an 8 and 7. I think he's gotten enough of a...
Currently I have him at 12 West. I can see him go as high as being above Fujinokawa. Yeah, this Daisho thing is the real wrench. It's like you said, if you figure Daisho out, you figure out everything.
Yeah, you'll get everything right if you pick the right spot for him.
What groupings they slot him ahead of? Data has Kim Bozan at 8 West.
Ooh, that would be...
Look at that.
Ah, the Kim Bozan spot. Yep, that's what I said.
No confidence in it. All right. Okay, so Yokozuna fine, Kotozakura fine. We're swapping Wakatakakage, and Kirishima based on wins.
Yeah, that looks fine.
Also, what happens is that Wakatakakage sort of just whoop,
yeah,
that up.
Yeah, I think
Fills
that's
the
fair.
Spot. Takayasu's now east. Aonishiki can no longer be denied Sanyaku.
Where was he before this?
He was 1 East. He was right
1
here.
East, okay.
All he needed was an 8 and 7. And he almost got a U show. If he got a U show, he'd beat Sekiwake.
My question is... No, because Takayasu was at Komasumi 1.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no way they don't promote him.
Well, also, like, when you go from rank and file to the elite, like, that is the promotion.
Yeah. So you don't need to take the other spot.
Yeah, so that... Well, also from that point, like, your rank almost... Like, your score almost doesn't matter unless it was the U show.
Right.
In which case, then it's just like, congratulations, you're Kamasubi. Here's the lowest Kamasubi rank that's available. It's yours. You've made it.
Exactly.
And that's what they do. So he just does a half rung up.
So we know that that's correct.
None of us have confidence of anything. It's the beauty of Guest of Banzuke. We're not here for confidence.
No, we're here to have a good time.
We got Kimball's on at 10 East, but I really haven't factored in bias all that much yet. So
well, don't get too hung up on the bias, even though we know it's there. Try the math first, and then.
Not the only one at 7.
Huh?
M7 maybe.
Pleased to hear I'm not the only one at 7.
Who knows?
We need some clarification sometimes, unless you're talking to the rest of the chat. By the way, have you thought about your lore yet?
Thinking about it.
Okay.
I have I could go on an anime bender a little bit.
That's a good one.
I had a rant prepared, but I don't like it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
An anime rant or sumo rant?
Sumo rant.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna spin a yarn.
Oh,
but I talked myself out of it on the car ride here.
Why? Because you are no longer upset about it, or you thought it wasn't worth it?
Not worth it.
Okay, but you're still upset about it.
Yes.
Oh, boy, I need to know about this.
You know about it.
I forget. My brain.
People's bad opinions.
Yeah, but I forget which one. Give me a hint.
Well,
because there's 2 in my mind, so that's why I'm like.
Well,
like don't.
I don't want to do it.
All right, I'm not gonna make you do it.
No, the short answer is that there are bad takes. Bad takes are fine. There are like worse takes, and like some of those are teachable moments, and then there are just absolutely awful takes
that are really meant for
that
sowing some sort of.
Well, they're either trolls or stupid people, or people just so wrapped up in their emotions
that they cannot say things that are rational.
They are not speaking clearly.
And these are the types of things that that's kind of some lore. Like John does not care for these things.
Yeah, our show name is 42 Opinions. We don't do news. We don't do analysis. We're we like sumo, so we talk about sumo, and we like hanging out with other people who talk about sumo. That's my groundwork.
Yes.
So when people were talking about like Onosato is going to be better than Hakuho,
yes.
that was like, I'm just like, okay, here's our platform. Platform is that we do opinions here. Mm-hmm. That one's absolutely god awful. It's like telling me your favorite flavor of crayon.
I like that.
Congratulations, Robin's Egg Blue. You're not supposed to be eating that.
Correct.
You tricked me into doing it.
I know. I didn't mean to though. With all sincerity, it's just my curiosity was piqued too much. I'm like, wow. I feel like I know what he's talking about, but what if it's the other thing?
No, it is. So it's trying to find the balance between, we want to be inclusive. Mm-hmm. We all like sumo. We're fans of sumo.
And we try to encourage people to get along and share opinions that maybe you don't agree, but still be.
We want it to be a safe place. Also, like a person with a bad opinion one day can have a good opinion the other day. And they never would have got there unless
they could talk about
it. They talk about it. So, we gotta keep that in mind. We gotta spread the word. And then people are talking about Hoshoryu being washed up like immediately after becoming Yokozuna. I'm just like, are you guys actually serious about this?
I feel like that comes from an emotional place.
This is
what you were saying.
This is the friction.
Well, and the tricky thing about the internet is you don't know. Like some people really could be trolling. Like they could put like the craziest thing, and then they're laughing about it, and we're taking it seriously.
Well, there are people who are trolls. There are people who are like feeding the trolls and just getting all worked up about it. Like there are people. There are people like will read stuff online and just be like, oh, that's my opinion now.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give this any thought.
Right, like that makes sense. I'm going to do that.
I'm not going to get into Chris Sumo, but like one of the big things that people don't like about Chris Sumo is that he's very heavy on the editorializing these days. This is like, it's a valid criticism. I'm not going to get into it.
Be careful.
But like, they're in that mindset. Like there are some people that are like, I don't know what's a fact and what's just Chris Sumo really hating Chairman Kakaku. Like, where's that line? And
and then there's like what you were saying, it's more along the lines of how's the audience going to take it. Like, if they're all like, okay, let me take it with a grain of salt and think about it, that's one thing. But if you say, that's my new opinion.
Yeah.
Then it's like, don't go around and say that's what happened. If you weren't there, you don't know the people. This is what somebody else said. Like, be discerning.
Yep. And that's also where the friction comes in.
Yeah, because then you have people fighting over stuff when it's like, first of all, it's really not that serious to be fighting. But second of all, you don't really know what happened. Third of all, it wasn't really your opinion.
I know. Well, this is also the thing. It's like, we want your opinions.
Right. You and I, we can say honestly and truly that whatever you hear is our authentic opinion, but we're open to changing our opinion should new information be provided.
This is also the point of opinions.
Right. You throw something out there and then you encourage a dialogue to see.
Yeah. And maybe you can be like, oh, you're right. I'm totally butt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what you think.
Like when you guys tell us you're stupid, why'd you put him in my year at 8? Okay, give us a reason.
Yeah.
I need a reason.
And we learn.
That's why I said you have to be careful about the trying to figure out the bias in this Banzuke because who knows? We knew when Isegahama was in there, but no longer.
It's who knows. Yep. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Field trip time. Yeah. I got a yarn out of me, guys.
I don't know if that was yarn or I don't know if that was lore though. You might have to do it again.
I'll think about it. Probably. I mean, we'll do the anime thing. We're kind of.
Oh yeah, I've got some anime stuff prepared.
Yeah, but we are like compared to what we normally do. We are easy on time here.
We like almost got this thing figured out.
In the math, talking about Daisho, car ride, the studio. Now we all want to hear it. We're all going on a field trip. Oh no, he lost his power in the house.
Oh no!
Everybody's trying to pick a favorite crayon flavor.
Wait, did you lose your power while you were doing that DUI thing?
Oh no, it sucks. Let me do it. Apparently, Crayola did scented candles. I think the majority of Western sumo fans are extremely hyperreactive. That's also just a subset of just Western sports fans. Yeah,
there's a very like my team is my life mentality in the Western sports world.
Smell is a part of how things taste. The best smelling crayon will probably taste the best as well.
You know, some of those markers smell pretty good.
Expect people to be reactionary, but sumo fans are so reactionary, it's unbelievable. This is also like they get spun up. It reaches a fever pitch.
Well, the worst is if they come at me in our comment section because I don't tolerate it. And then I get angry. So it's kind of like, all right, you guys can say whatever you want out there in the world, but do not directly say something to me and not expect something. Because I don't. Let me put it this way. I don't like conflict because I like to finish it. It's like, so just don't even test me. Just don't. And sometimes, like you said, you don't know if it's a troll or not. So if it's a troll, they've gotten what they wanted out of me. If it's a serious thing, it's like, okay, well, you're going to hear exactly what I think. I'm going to be very direct. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's okay. No, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about what you said.
I'm not interested in changing my opinion on Tobizero. There are there are different types of opinions. Like,
there is.
There are opinions that you pick it up and you're just like, I'm going to put that one back. Or you pick it up, you're just like, I'm going to change this and something. And then there are opinions that you're just like, no. I'm dying on this hill.
And particularly things like what you like and what you don't like, especially if it's a wrestler. Like, I can understand if people don't like Hoshiryu. I think you're crazy, but I can understand, like, he's not for you.
Yeah.
But that's different than because I don't like him, he's the worst Yokozuna that's ever existed. Mitch's dislike of Tobizero is legendary, and it is okay. Even though I do not share that opinion, I like Tobizero. Mitch is allowed.
People are way too critical of Chris Sumo, who give a Juryo update, and people will be freaking out, calling Walter biased in that video's reporting. He rarely, if ever, presents his opinion as fact. That I'm not going to get into that.
I do think that there is the flip side to it, too, though. I do think there are people that on some videos will accuse him of saying something that he didn't say.
There are people that are like very willing to jump down his throat. Like he's like, there are some communities that are just like, they ban him. You're not even allowed to talk about him.
Yeah.
And like, again, he is a bit of a muckraker. Some people don't have a fan for that. It's fine.
Right. So it comes on all sides though. Like there's been times where I've seen a video and I'm just like, guys, chill out in the comment section. Like, all he said was, this is the record. And you're like, but secretly he meant this.
Yeah, he's...
So there is a flip side to this coin. But then you have to factor in the internet game, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get attention on YouTube, you have to... See, we can't be found on YouTube because we don't do that. Sometimes you have to say provocative things to get people to click on your videos. And there is a game to this, like YouTubers. I would not say you and I are YouTubers. If we were, there are things we would do that we don't do. Chris is a YouTuber. And, maybe sometimes he ratchets it up for the sake of getting views. And that's what you have to do if that's like what if you're making money on it, if you're getting a living off of it. I'm not saying, I won't put a value judgment on it because I don't like to do that. It's not my life. But there is perhaps a reason to do it beyond just, I want to start trouble. I mean, how hard is it to get eyeballs on anything? We should have 1 million subscribers, let me tell you. Because we are the most entertaining sumo channel. I am joking. On the entire planet. But anyway.
So, Tomokaze is still below Nishikigi and Ryuden. I moved him. Somebody called that out. Have you seen the latest My Hero trailer for the final season?
I haven't. Please tell me where I can find that because I want to see it very badly.
Yeah. Nate may want to test you on opinions. Please don't. Please don't, Nate. Let it go.
Listen, it's dangerous.
Part of why I got into sumo was trying to escape the Western sumo fans. Compared to mainstream journalists, Chris Sumo is an absolute saint when it comes to the journalism and media game.
Well, there's some truth to that.
Theories. I'm personally a fan of Chris Sumo. Like I think Maria has mentioned, like we were a fan of him when he took his camera to a beach, and it was him on the camera with papers, and he was just reading out translated articles, and like that was him.
Exactly.
He's deleted all those videos. They don't exist online anymore.
I know, and there was a couple of really good ones that I was like, man, I'd like to go back and watch them.
Yeah.
I actually do like him as well. I do understand that people don't like that part of it. But I always click on every video he has. And if I don't like what he's saying, and there are times where I'm like, I don't know about that, I just keep it moving.
Just keep it moving. Just skip it.
You don't have to like everything that everybody says.
He also, he tried really hard to break in to the sumo circles.
And that's part of why he's gone down this path.
And they pushed him out. They wouldn't let him in. They closed doors in his faces. Mm-hmm. And that changed him. He got real bitter.
I think that's a big part of it. Remember, he had a different vibe, and then he tried so hard, and they were like, "You're nothing." Yeah. And so now he's like, "All right, I'm nothing. Well, this is what I'm going to do now."
Yeah. He's still, to his credit, he's stuck with it. He's got. I think he's found his way back again.
Yeah, and most of his videos are very informational, like just different things, like the records that went on in the June. What is it called? The summer tours and stuff. Was it called Juryo?
Juryo.
Yeah. So come on. To dislike him, you're still watching his videos too, aren't you? You're like, everything he said, so you know what to say that you didn't like. You're watching his videos. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, and there are some people that are putting in the time and effort to just basically go find the articles he's translating it and translating it themselves.
Right. And you know what? Well, then that spurned on a whole new thing, which could be good.
Yeah.
More people translating things is good for us.
Yeah. So, it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Somebody say something provocative.
Why? You really want to hear me? Listen, I'll give you a couple. I'm not going to tell you my opinions, but I'll give you a couple of examples of times I've gotten into trouble. When Hakuho fought Terunofuji, and he celebrated at the end of it. It was a massive celebration. I got on the next day, and I gave my opinion that I thought it was so distasteful. Now, to be fair, it's only because I knew they were going to punish him for it. Because they had been punishing him for everything. So, it was actually coming from a place of, why would you do that, man? You're totally doing that in their faces so they can punish you. And then he retires. So when he retired, I'm like, man, if I had known that, I wouldn't have cared that he did that one bit. You should cheer like that if that's your last match ever. Yeah. And I don't think Terunofuji cares. Yeah. But people were mad at me. The second time was the Henka. The third time was the Henka. The fourth, the fifth, the sixth. The Henka conversations are legendary on this channel, but now I've come full circle. You can't get me anymore on those. And then the Takakeisho Atami Fuji Henka situation. That one went on for a while. No one's really challenged me on Hoshoryu. I dare you to challenge me on Hoshoryu. Please, somebody, not in this chat, but somebody out there. Because I know you all like him, so you can try and it won't get to me. Somebody challenge me on Hoshoryu. Then you'll get to see it.
Big difference between I don't like Hoshoryu, let's wait and see his career. Hoshoryu can grow into a good Yokozuna, and Hoshoryu is a work Yokozuna and should never have been promoted ever.
Exactly.
Yes. Just waiting for Chris's video when Hakaku retires. I bet it's going to be the most passive-aggressive, definitely not celebration video ever. It definite 100%.
It will be entertaining.
He is going to be all snark the entire thing. I'm watching it.
I'm totally watching 100%. It. It's going to make me laugh.
Even bias reporting can tell you something. Yes.
Yes, it can, because it can tell you that somebody did something somewhere that made this person really not like them.
Yes, there's a thing called nuance and interpreting intent in addition to the information itself, and there are things called critical thinking that can be applied to achieve more information than what is given to you, etc., etc. Anyway, Mitch, I'll be here for it when it comes out. Word is he's trying to raise the retirement age of Oyakata to 70. I did hear about that.
Oh, come on, that's kind of funny.
It is. It's also, the thing is that you're also raising the age of active wrestlers who are trying to get after those stocks that are now 5 years out of their reach.
Right, and you're going to have a whole bunch of guys who can't make it into sumo and will have to leave the association.
Yeah. Because they're just old people who don't want to leave.
It's like, okay, if you're going to raise the age to 70, then why don't you create more positions that aren't Oyakata positions so that they can stay in sumo until an Oyakata position is available? You can't... Okay, I'll do a little bit of a rant. You can't call something traditional and then change some of the rules and then keep other rules. Like, just change the ones you don't like and then keep the ones you do like and say, well, I'm just keeping to the tradition. That's where I have a problem. I don't have a problem with tradition.
Maria, you do realize that you're calling out the entirety of the country of Japan, right?
Yes.
Just, there may be a cultural boundary here.
I'll put it to you this way. It's harder to maintain a concept of, I personally like tradition. This was another thing I got into a fight with people about. Somebody got on me about how tradition is always backwards and bad and horrible, and we should have no traditional things. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give you my thoughts on that. I like tradition, but I don't like when people say something is done for tradition when they don't really mean it. It's called hypocrisy. I'm in trouble now. See? You see? You went after John, and now it's me who's going to be in trouble, like I always am.
I'm going to read some chat for you.
Please do. I don't want to know what's being said. They're going to say something else.
Let's get something I haven't. Let's see. Best part of translated articles is how badly the online translator botches Rikishi names because of the variability in kanji pronunciation. In all seriousness, most of his stuff is fine and fairly informative, but it's so hard to take his stuff seriously when it comes to anything Hako related that it's also true. Challenge you and Hosh with the question, if not promoted, would he still be considered close to becoming Yokozuna because of the injuries?
No. My theory is, because I've seen the pattern, is that if they did not promote Hoshoryu when they did, there was a high chance that he would have overtrained like he did as Yokozuna, gotten hurt, and wound up just like Kotozakura.
Yeah,
he never would have made it to Yokozuna.
He would have been in an Ozeki holding pattern still.
Which is why I think the whole thing is stupid, quite frankly. Here comes another hot take. You guys ready? When people say, oh, he's not Hakuho or he's not Yokozuna material, and we should even raise the standards, it should be 3 tournaments, you're being ridiculous, okay? The way that sumo works is it's a battle of attrition too. So if he did everything he needs to do to gain that prize, he earned that Yokozuna promotion. Okay? I don't want to hear it. He had good enough skill to do it. Because injuries are an issue, you're going to lose so many guys who were capable of being Yokozuna trying to overtrain to get to that spot. Hoshoryu was smart. He did what he needed to do. I just don't buy this argument that he's not Yokozuna material because he's not dominating everybody the way Hakuho did. You're never going to see Hakuho again. Maybe 50 years from now. It's not going to be Onosato. The kid's not hungry enough. I just actually, thanks to Habob Gob, I watched the most amazing Hakuho documentary from the country of Georgia.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to send you the link. It had English subtitles. Man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And it tells you everything you need to know about why Hakuho was successful. It was all the internals. Of course, he was gifted with, he was very skinny, but he was gifted with a body that could withstand. Because if he got injured, he'd be like all the others. But the drive in him is, there's not many people you're going to run into like that. It's just like, man, he just wanted it so bad and he fought so hard. I just think it's too easy for Onosato. It's created a hunger that's just not there.
So we're talking about moving Wakamoto Haru and Hirota over like this. Apparently that mat's out that way. It's one that's flip-flopping on. As far as the Hoshiryu promotion is concerned, I think I've long stalked out the opinion that while on paper he absolutely passed the bar to be promoted, something didn't look correct. He had a little help. That's also, it's like Koto Shoujo winning the U show. Some of it's the environment, but then it's you rising to the challenge to meet the opportunity.
Right. The thing is if you always take that out of the equation, like you can't have had any luck. Nothing good could have ever happened. You just need to create all your own luck. You're excluding a large percentage of people. I'm sure there were points in Hakuho's rise up to Yokozuna where he might have gotten a helping hand from something. We didn't see it in the moment that it happened, but maybe there were some losses that he didn't get because something good happened for him. Like, everybody gets good and bad luck, too. The thing about Hoshiryu is, it wasn't... Look at what happened to Take Keisho. Like, they just flat out shut the door. Hoshiryu won those 3 matches on the last day. He could have choked at any point. He had enough to, I know this is within my grasp, and he took the opportunity. So, in some ways... Yes, they gave him something favorable, but he made his own luck. I think
he forced the topic.
He forced it, exactly. If he sucked, there's nothing to talk about. If he just made it to the playoff and didn't win those 2 matches, there's nothing to talk about.
Okay, only a Sith deals in absolutes. It's true. Traditions are what we create for problems so deep-seated we've forgotten how to articulate them. That's a take. Sumo DB data shows there's much better chance historically for Wakamoto Haru over Hirota Umi when they're both this low. Right here. So I swapped them.
Okay. That looks fair.
Yeah. We have a rant chant. Tradition is awesome. A lot of problems come from forgetting tradition. For example, Thomas Akuna's Summa Theological has a defense for literally every ancient and modern heresy.
Oh, so you are a Thomas Aquinas fan. Very good, Bob. Very good.
I'm a little bit on the side of Hoshiryu doubting, too. I feel like only a little bit. I've already said my piece on it. Side note, I found former Russian Rikishi Wakanoho's YouTube channel.
Ooh, that must be interesting.
Fujinokawa said in his bout against Hideno Umi, he injured his neck and back went numb.
Oh, no.
There was another promising guy. The time of his career has been shortened.
I
also have Haku Oho and Tommy Fuji swapped from yours. The M2 to M5 area is a low-key carry spot. You have a Tommy Fuji... Oh, Haku Oho and Tommy Fuji swapped. I don't see it.
I don't see it. I don't agree.
Tommy Fuji is the Jun Yu show.
Yeah.
Tommy Fuji was... If he didn't have a Jun Yu show, I may be inclined to
think about
agree.
it, but...
So, the only thing is that Haku Oho does have a win over Yokozuna on that 8 and 7. That may be where it comes in. Main reason I say Hoshiryu doesn't pass the eye test for me is look at the second U show. He loses 3 matches against Mega Shiro wrestlers with losing records. Don't care. In my opinion, Kakuryu didn't pass the eye test at first either. I'm personally not crazy about a Yokozuna that on paper is easily going to become a damn piggy bank.
Listen, the Kimboshi thing, that's a fair criticism.
Yes.
I have no problem with criticisms of Hoshiryu at all. He's got to get it together, man. I want him to get together on that. But if you look at the whole group of sumo wrestlers, Hoshiryu is one of the most talented guys on there. And whatever his issue is, focus, I think he takes his... I think he gets overzealous and takes his Maegashira guys too lightly. I don't know why he keeps doing that. I do think that's in there in him. It's a personality flaw. Because you know that he can beat any one of them on any given day. So why he loses to them in certain tournaments is like a mood thing. Or an injury thing. You know, the toe was unfortunate. So criticisms are completely fair. And if you don't like him, that's completely fair too. But to say he didn't deserve Yokozuna, he's the worst guy ever, blah, 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 blah. You're entitled to your opinion, but I'm going to disagree.
Or pro Joy guy than the guy from lower down. So I guess what's sticking in my head is that Hakuoho and Hiradoumi both had an 8 and 7 at almost the same rank. One guy gets a half a rung and the other guy gets 2 rungs.
That does seem a little sketch.
No, what they're saying does make sense.
Is that why they're saying to swap Hakuoho and Tommy Fuji?
Yes. So Tommy Fuji mats out to 7 here. Mm-hmm. And he was at M10. He was out of range of anything.
Right.
And meanwhile, Hakuoho got the 8 and 7 in M4 fighting the best of the best. So this is perfect example of vibes versus math.
Yeah. Who's going to win, vibes or math?
JSA is literally subsidized by the Japanese government. I don't think they really care about Kimboshi as much as we think, especially this early in the career. Understanding the Kakuryu point, I really wonder what would have happened if the situation wasn't so slam dunk as it was.
Yeah, I mean, Kakuryu, when we were watching him, even though he wasn't winning like Hakuho was, he felt like just as legit of a Yokozuna. You did actually question when the two of them were going to fight who was going to win the tournament. You know, there was just different reasons why Kakuryu didn't get as many wins as Hakuho. But like head-to-head, and even head-to-head, Hakuho had the advantage. But I still remember March 2020 when Kakuryu won it. He won it clean. He won it like he was equal to Hakuho. So, I don't know. I do believe that this crop of sumo wrestlers is not the same as the guys of the past. And I do think you have to take relativeness into account. Because we don't know exactly. Like, there's a little bit of a meeting in the middle. Like, the top guys aren't as good as the other top guys, but the bottom guys are better than the bottom guys that the old Yokozuna fought. So, who's really the reason why things are more equal? Hard to say, but it's just different and we know it. So, maybe your Yokozuna gets in a little bit more, you know? Onosato gave up a ton too. What's his reason? They're just different.
Understand the Kakuryu point. Yes. They've been capping these lower guys with the big win scores when they can, not letting them go beyond their mathed placement. A lot of eye test stuff can be tricky. We tend to look past Yokozuna through a much different lens. In the future, fans will think the Ozeki of that time aren't as good as the Ozeki of our time. Here's your pop quiz question for tonight. In Kakuryu's Yokozuna run, his one loss in regulation in both tournaments was to the same wrestler. Kotoshogiku.
Okay.
That was my hip fire. I have no idea if I was right.
Run. His one loss in regulation both tournaments was the same wrestler. Who was it? You say Kotoshogiku. I say Kisanosato.
Oh, it's a good one.
Tell us, Mitch. Tell us. We're dying to know.
I don't think either of us are right, but...
No, we're probably both wrong.
I feel good.
No.
No.
The answer is no. You're both wrong.
No.
You guys.
Kaisei! Kaisei!
Oh, please be Kaisei.
Kaisei! Kaisei! Kaisei!
Aoyama.
Shohozan.
Also no. Everything we're saying is no.
Damn it, I'm not...
Yoshikaze.
Huh? Takakaze. We're just yelling out old wrestlers.
Goeido. I doubt it's Goeido.
Tamawashi.
It's Tamawashi. Come on, it's Tamawashi. Why is he making us wait?
The delay. It's the delay.
Oh.
Another no.
We're going to go down the whole Banzuke from, what was it, 2006? Is it someone we know?
Tochi Ozan.
Jason's guy from... Oh, Okinomi.
Oh.
As soon as he said Jason's guy, I was like, He loved Okinomi. Oh, that's Hob Bob Gob saying it.
Mio Giryu. Who else is retired that I miss?
Oh, Bob got it.
He swung in. That's fine.
Man, Bob knows everything.
These guys are good. guys are good. Okay.
We need more random trivia, guys. Keep it coming. It's got to be something like that, though, that we have a shot of guessing at.
So our elites are locked in. We've got Tamawashi 1 east, Abi 1 west. All is good. We've put Haku Oho a little bit higher to get over at Tommy Fuji because he did good. This is gonna be his test. Oho with the half rung slip. Tommy Fuji Matt's right here, back where he was before.
Mm-hmm.
Gonoyama Matt's here. He's gonna have to figure out the top 5 again. Wakamoto Haru and Hirodumi were swapping against the math based on vibes.
Yeah,
but I
we
understand
pick vibes
vibes
over math.
Because Wakamoto Haru was 1 west, and we're slightly under promoting these seasoned guys. Just a little half wrong. Give them a bit.
Are we giving it the bias treatment?
Also, what makes a lot of sense to me is that the Banzuke hate Hirodumi.
They do.
So
poor guy. He's like,
he doesn't deserve it at all. I don't know what happened.
He doesn't.
Like we have Tobizaru who gets good luck, and then we have Hirodumi who's bad luck.
Right. They're like the opposite sides of the coin.
So we're doing that. Koto Shoho we're putting here. Should be plus 11 actually. This is.
Does he math to plus 11? If he does...
M4.
Yeah, you switch him and Wakamoto Haru.
Yeah, but then all this...
gets
all
messed
this
up.
carefully crafted.
You thought it was going to be easy.
It could be that like this is just as high as he can get.
Right, like is he getting pushed out?
Work on some more trivia. That would be a great stream idea. Online group Sumo trivia night.
Oh, I would love that.
We're good.
I'll come up with some stuff. You guys don't know all the answers, but maybe it's you guys ask me questions because I'll get them all wrong.
That'll be fun. These guys know their stuff.
If you ask me things about Takakeisho, I'm gonna get them right. But other than that,
yeah, he'd be M4 mathematically with the 13 and 2.
let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's a Takakeisho question. Who was the Rikishi that if Takakeisho beat him in Aki 2020, he would have gotten Yokozuna? That was that the Tokushoryu one? See, sometimes the years blend. Was that Tokushoryu?
Oh, you're just gonna load.
I think it was.
It's just not gonna load.
Computer not liking us today. Yeah, like it's slow.
Okay. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to say this is as high as you get because this is all a bunch of cluttered math.
Where's the plug? All right, I'll give you a plug after Bob answers the question.
Ichi Yamamoto math's here. That's clean. Onokatsu math here. This is clean. Oshoma's going to get some help.
That's another one of the tricky ones.
Oshoma is one of those secrets, but
mm-hmm.
I don't like. I think also like he can't really go much further down. Again, this is all very very clean. This is pretty clean. So like it would be messing with this. Ultimately, what happens is that like Oshoma and Kimbozan, like one or the other, are gonna get a smaller cushion, a bigger cushion. Was that Terunofuji's return?
No, it was not.
I do have Onokatsu over Ichi Yamamoto.
Wasn't Tokushoryu. My brain has to go back to 2020. I blocked some of those years out because of the no crowd. It wasn't as fun. I'm trying to remember who. Was it Abi? It wasn't Abi.
Hilarious if it was Abi. They have Onokatsu over Ichi Yamamoto.
Here I say that I would know Takakeisho stuff, and nope. I've been exposed for my...
I don't know about this.
Which one? Sorry.
He says Onokatsu over Ichi Yamamoto, like we swapped them.
I
don't know. Like,
try it just to see. I feel like the 2.5 loss is not high enough. The Lord of Chaos Shodai. If Takakeisho beats him, he goes 13-2 with the Yusho. He then won Kyushu 2020 and back to back 13-2. Yusho would have done it. Oh, that hurts. I remember Shodai was actually a formidable foe back then. People would never believe it who didn't start watching sumo back then. Shodai was a difficult challenge.
I don't know about this. It makes sense and then it doesn't at the same time.
That's exactly what was in my head.
Like, this isn't completely wrong, I suppose.
It's not completely wrong, no. But the question is, was the former pairing more right?
This is cleaner from a math perspective. You're just like 3, you get 6 and 9 down, 9 and 6
I like
up.
that better. I just like that better.
-3 is a full demotion for a joy in the joy, so I want to avoid that and give some bias. Yeah, this is
where you're adding your own flavor to it.
Here's also the thing, is that Onokatsu, this is his first time in the joy. And Ichi Yamamoto is returning to the joy.
Right.
So now we have the joy bias competing with the math and with the seniority.
Yep. And I feel like Ichi Yamamoto, they would give him the 3. I feel that strongly about that more necessarily than how much they would demote Onokatsu. And there's nowhere else. Unless you switched Onokatsu with Oshoma, but I don't think
that's not. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could go either way.
It could go either way.
What sucks is that for Guess the Banzuke, like
it matters.
These are points you're losing. Even Hako said he couldn't think of a way to beat Shodai.
Yeah, because Shodai just he would absorb your Tachiai. I think what's happened to him, this is my true belief. If you get hit by a car for a couple of years, you might be able to withstand it. When you get hit by a car for 5 years, you start to lose it. Shodai's stand up Tachiai just beat down his body. He's going to have a real hard retirement, I tell you. I think he just can't handle the absorption anymore. But back when he was top strength, you couldn't push him back. And the standing up forward and not being able to push him off balance was really confusing to people. But now he just doesn't have it in him to do that anymore. Which is probably why he's always like, I guess I'm not going to win this one.
He's getting up there in age.
He is. Like I said, it's like getting hit by a car.
Mm-hmm.
He could do it for the first couple years, and now he's run out of steam. H-Tim just deleted everything. Oh, no.
I see why some would go with Yamamoto or Onokatsu. That's why Spiffy did, isn't it? Maybe Spiffy did it?
Yeah, we don't know. We got it. We can't watch it.
Yeah.
That sucks.
We can't.
Oh, Tim. That's not good.
Hope you get it back, Tim. Okay, so Oshoma here. Slight cushion. Kusano goes here. Clean math. 7 ranks up.
Yep, matches the Tommy Fuji with his Juryo show.
Ura gets a slight bumpity-doo.
He's loved, so...
Loved, not a problem.
Yeah.
No notes.
No notes. Oh, he found it. Good.
Oh, there it is. So, Takano show 3 up, easy. Kimbozan,
that's just the question with, do you make that swap?
Slightly under-demoted, but he was M3.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the thing is that you can't, if you demote him any further, somebody's going to get over-promoted.
Right, and there's no reason to do that in this Banzuke.
Yeah. So maybe you do it for Fujinokawa? Because you got a special prize, but having Fujinokawa go over a guy who's M3 from M14
doesn't feel right.
I think it's just this is as low as Kimbozan's going to get.
Yeah.
Should I can do a proper trivia board or something.
So I'll throw a question out there that you should all know the answer to, so you probably will, but we'll just do it just in case there's people who don't know this. Who was the wrestler that beat Hakuho's unbeaten streak? Sumo Jeopardy between sumo podcasts would be awesome. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. That'd be cool. Type in the chat who ended Hakuho's unbeaten streak. You all know it. You better.
Oh, that's the phrasing. Who is the wrestler to beat Hakuho and snap the streak?
Yes. Who snapped the streak?
Who snapped the streak? The way
this is tired speak.
Yeah. You had worded it interestingly. I'm just like, Hakuho was going after somebody who had the streak, but he couldn't break the streak because somebody beat him.
Yes.
Who beat him? That's the question, yeah. And there he is.
I want you all to say it at the same time.
Against M6. That's where he always challenges for the U show and gets to 11-4. I've had that idea before. Getting people to schedule to mesh would be difficult. It would be.
Yeah, especially with all the time zone stuff.
Because you put Daisho at M7, I got to put Kusano at M9. It doesn't result in any over promotions. I had only a bunch of half rank under promotions and over promotions. You meant Kimbozan. Okay, so this is where putting Daisho down here
might cause you a problem.
So you put Daisho at M7. And then just basically everybody was a half rung all the way down.
It's a big choice.
That is it's just all this looks nice and clean.
Onosato really looked like he was going to be the the great Japanese Yokozuna. An example of how horrible injuries are. Ugh. Come on, you all know he was worthy of that. He was worthy to become Yokozuna, but he goes down now as like nothing because of an injury.
The guy who taught the guy.
True. Now he's corrected it. He is now like the coach of the next great Japanese Yokozuna. I'm pretty sure he was a Maegashira at the time. I remember it was like day 2 or something. He was a Maegashira at the time. Onosato made Makauchi at 19. Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So I am looking at Daisho now. It's just like he sort of just slid into what was basically an empty spot.
Right, like he slid into what helped you out, but the question is, where does he actually fit? Likely it's not what makes things comfortable for you.
Maybe not. So if he goes here,
it just wrecks everything.
It does. Look at it. It's so messy.
The math is all screwy.
It's disgusting.
I wish we knew how much they care about that. That's the only bias I want to understand.
And they made him M7.
Onosato was Maegashira won that tournament.
Takakesho better follow Onosato's example and live vicariously through his students. We may see that sooner rather than later.
I think he will, but the tricky thing is the battle for who gets the top prospects. Like there's a lot of competition.
Wins Takiwaki has gotten is M11. Speaking of which, anybody see JWAG's calculations of Kimbosi percentages? The idea is that we put Daisho higher.
I was going to say that, actually. Swap Daisho and Takeru Fuji.
It's like the safe.
I feel like that's the better choice. At least from not changing your entire Banzuke. At least, I feel like that's a safe call. Because it's only 6 down for Takeru Fuji.
I'm gonna leave it. What are the odds you guys have been in the same place at the same time as J-Wags live in the city? The odds are astronomically low.
Yeah, I avoid the city at all costs.
Also, we could both have lived in New York City and never run into him.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys have been in New York City, but it is massive. It is absolutely massive.
Yep. J-Wags is a gem of a man who've done nothing to deserve as good a guy as he. I don't think that it means M12 is impossible. Not saying you need to put Daisho as high as I have, but I think M12 is wrong. Follow-up question: at Lost Onosato was during Hakuo's run of how many consecutive Yusho? 7. I know they lost guys consecutively.
Are you talking about how many okay, I think it was 67 wins in a row, so you just have to do the math of how many Yusho that is. Which, math. 15 days per tournament. That's too many.
7 is the winner.
7 is the winner. Hey, I was doing the math. You didn't even give me a chance to finish. I at least knew it was 67 wins, right? Did it come up to 7? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
There's a bit more vibes near the bottom here.
Who is the only Yokozuna to win 6 consecutive Yusho, all of them in the same calendar year? I actually knew the answer to that, and I've forgotten. That popped up somewhere.
Is it one of the big uns? Like...
Yeah, it's not. It's...
Taiho or... Something
like that, yeah. It actually was a question that somebody asked, and I saw the answer, and...
Chiyono Fuji.
I was thinking Chiyono Fuji, but I don't know.
Ashishori is one of the big ones, too.
Yeah. I'm saying Chiyono Fuji. Okay, now it's got to be a complete Banzuke.
Okay. Ashishori it is?
Darn it.
Right, so we put Takararu Fuji down here a little bit lower.
So Mitch is like in favor of what this looks like? Is that what he's saying?
We've talked about everything, so it's just like
right.
we have formed.
It's little things.
So like this is vibes. Mitake Yumi gets a +4 on the 10 and 5. It's just there's just no place for him to go up higher. Meisei gets a bit of a cushion here.
Give him Hoshoryu bias. Being in Hoshoryu stable bias.
This is he was M5, and so now he's not gonna go underneath any of these guys who are way lower on the Banzuke.
And he fought all 15 days even though it was clear he was injured. They care about things like that too.
And then Toki Hayake and Asa Koryu will just get the same chunk down. These guys are also getting pushed up by the upcoming Juryo people.
Right. Because you're not going to give the Juryo guys the
some of these Juryo guys are just scraping by. You put Takeru Fuji above Roga, maybe so they both get half rank over their motion instead of only Takeru Fuji getting over demoted. I was thinking about that. It feels rough to Roga, but I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, they have no problem being rough to Roga, do they?
Yeah, well, it sucks. He was 7-7 going the last day, and he hacked it. I'd almost give him a hold. There's no way to hold in this.
No, he's in an unfortunate situation.
We'll do this. Do this. Takakeisho question.
Who was the Rikishi who Takakeisho lost in the 8th match that ended his Ozeki tenure? Sorry for... No, he's saying the one that he lost. Wait. I gotta come in closer here.
Oh, who Takakeisho lost to?
Like his final match? Is that what you're asking? Jeez. I gotta think about that. You know, we should do trivia earlier because I know things that I feel like I don't know right now, and I definitely know the answer to that, but my brain is not. Let me think about this.
I think everybody's in a place.
I wasn't
going here. So we're doing Shonen Umi's 10 and 5, so he gets to be the highest Juryo ranking schmuck. Tomokaze was 9 and 6, so he's doing a little bit better than Nishikiki and Ryuden mathematically. And then Hitoshi sort of like crawling in from Juryo 6,
which fits.
So in the final,
it wasn't Takayasu. It was somebody who. I don't feel like it was anybody who was a rival of his. Takayasu was a huge rival of his back in the day. Question is, who knocked him out of Ozeki? I was thinking you were saying something else. Okay. Who was the guy who... Oh my goodness. Let me think about that for a second. It really is the time of night. Because obviously, I relived that over and over again, and now I can't think straight. Was it Kotozakura? Was it Kotozakura? And he was Koto... Oh, that's right. How in the world could I forget that? It was Terunofuji. Because at the end, Terunofuji looked really sad to, like, do it to him. Like, they both just kind of got that look.
They both knew what happened, but they both knew it had to be done.
Right, and it was kind of, like, fitting that Terunofuji would do it. Guys, I told you I'm tired. And you're asking me about traumatic experiences with Takakeisho. I just can't do it.
Last question.
Yes.
Shishi all the way at the bottom at M18, or does he hold and we give Hitoshi the last rank?
I feel like that makes more sense. Because, I mean, even though it's a 10 and 5, he was a Juryo 6. I mean, I personally don't love it, but I actually think that's what they would do. Yeah, I don't think they would give a Juryo guy a promotion over a top guy. Would they?
He is a Makikoshi.
These guys are like determined to make me look bad. That's what I've discovered about you guys tonight. You know I know these answers because I sat here and talked with you and cried with you. And now I look like a crazy person who can't remember anything.
All right, we're going to give this a final look.
Yes, let's look at it finally. I will say, Habob Gob, it was strange that Takakeisho had deteriorated so much quicker than Terunofuji, considering... Terunofuji had been beat up for a long time. So, like, Takakeisho's decline was just really, really sad.
Hitoshi versus Shishi is a coin flip. Yeah, it's...
Can't hold. The hold means he goes from spot 42 to spot 41.
Can't hold. Can't hold. Down he goes.
Okay. Fine. I guess that answers it. Toin costs. See what I did there? Who has the record for most consecutive wins to start a career? It's probably Onosato. I know Tomokaze had some pretty impressive records when he started. But John Tenta. Hey, apparently he was undefeated. I don't know. The former Earthquake from the WWF. The silliest thing I ever saw was they actually had Earthquake and Yokozuna do a sumo match. It was so embarrassing. There's things you could, if you did comic sumo, it would have been more entertaining than what they tried to do. Teru had Yokozuna and size to delay his retirement. Takakeisho had neither. Fair point. Last look at this Banzuke, right, guys. Any final thoughts? And then we do have to speak about anime just a smidge.
We got our top. This is fine. I'm locking this in.
It's locked.
Sanyaku locked in. Got top 5.
We didn't seem to have any issues with those.
We're bumping Hakuoho up. I'm starting to warm up to that idea. Oho gets the half slide.
Mm-hmm.
Wakamoto Haru gets pole vaulted over here to Umi because here to Umi doesn't have any luck. Everything else is mostly math. Koto Shoho is about as high as you can get without causing a fuss.
Without messing everything else up.
Ichi Yamamoto over Onokatsu. Controversial.
I like how it is.
Yep.
I maybe it's just I like the cleanness of it, but
This middle chunk. The left side is pretty cut and dry. Use your math. The right side is very screwy.
Which is unfortunate.
Oshoma just going to get a cushion. Ura gets a little bit more because we like Ura. Kimbo Jean gets a cushion because you really can't
nowhere else for him to go.
No justifying anybody lower than him jumping over him. We are going with Daisho at M11.
Right. It's the safe pick, considering.
It's some of it is a matter of convenience. Sounds like M12 is too low.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
So we're gonna take Takeru Fuji and Roga. We're just gonna push them down a little bit further down to make the room.
Poor Takeru Fuji gets no respect.
Itakayumi, it's about as high as he gets. We would have to overdub. Well, could be like we could do this. It'd be absolutely bonkers. This would be very unfair to Roga though for a 7-7 going into the last day.
I feel like they've been unfair to him before, but that doesn't mean I like it.
It also means that the 7 and 8 and the 6 and 9 get the same treatment, which is also kind of
I'm not feeling that.
Not feeling that either. Okay, we have to give it a try. All right, so we're doing that.
Yeah, it looks a little messy, but it makes more sense than the other way.
Yep. So from here, Meisei is basically about as low as he can get without it being weird. Tokehayate and Asakari sort of just jump down in sequence. Sada Naomi and Tobizaru.
Appropriately demoted.
Yeah. We have our chunk of Juryo.
Right, all kind of together, which we had decided in the beginning was going to be the case.
And Shishi. Staying in the top division.
I think it looks good.
We are kicking out Endo, who was at M7, who then falls 15, which is well the way down there. Hideno Umi had no chance. He's M15 with double-digit losses. Chiyoshima was at M9 with double-digit losses. No chance. Kaio had double-digit losses at M16. No chance. And Kotoeho was 6 and 9, basically on the same rung as Shishi.
Right.
Ichi Yamamoto no Nokatsu is the controversy pick right here.
And that one you lose a full point for, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep.
It's tough. John Tenta went 7-0, 3 straight Basho, then retired. Technically ended his career at 21-0-7 because of the timing. I would not have known it was Joe Koryu. That's not something that was ever in my head, I don't think. I encourage you guys, though, to check out that Earthquake Yokozuna match. It is on, like, the WWE, like, Blast from the Past channel, whatever it is. It's just... It's bad in a way that's not good. But you should know that it exists. Now, to give people some good news, I did watch the first episode of Fiveren. Kind of hard to pronounce. It is not what I expected at all. I've got to give them credit. I can't say anything because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I did not know that that's what it was going to be about. It was a very interesting premise. A little, definitely thought-provoking for a first episode, which is always, like, if you can get me on the first episode, that's a great sign. I think of famous, great first episodes, Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto. Those episodes really dragged me. So, Fioren is it's definitely worth watching more episodes, and I'll keep you updated on that. John is just making our choices official.
Locking them in. Got to stop me before it happens.
You guys, don't forget to give your anime lore, John. And in the meantime, while you're locking your choices, I'll do the plug. I got to make something interesting. Bad in a way that's not good. That was great, Maria. Well, you know how sometimes you watch something that's so bad it's good? But then there's things that are just bad. There is no good in them at all. I felt bad for John because he was actually a former sumo wrestler fighting with a fake sumo wrestler, and they had no great idea to like make it entertaining. They should have just watched comic sumo. But anyway, the plug. What will I say today on the plug? Well, if you guys enjoyed 2 hours of random picking of sumo wrestlers mixed in with a little bit of rant and a lot of fun, you should come back to 42 Opinions Sumo, where we're the best sumo community in the world. We're amazing. No one can question it. And if you think otherwise, you should still comment, like, and subscribe because we need it. We want to get to 800. I'm going to recycle the question I had earlier. Starting with Hakuho's second tournament at Yokozuna, he either finished at the Yusho or Jun Yusho winner in how many consecutive tournaments? 4. No, 5. I'm changing it to 5. Relatively straightforward Banzuke despite all the can't see it. Disputable spots. That's the thing, right? It is straightforward for most guys, but if we get that Daisho one wrong, the whole thing's hosed. So, you know, we got to do what we got to do. We've definitively chosen the Daisho spot, and we're just going to see what happens. 2 hours is short for the stream. Yes, it is, but that's because we're not, still thinking about what we're going to do with the picks. It's got to be way higher than 5. Well, Mitch will have to tell us. JoJo's first episode, Vampire Story. The first episode of JoJo scared me and disturbed me in so many ways. So many ways. So I guess you could say it was good in that it left a lasting impression, but it was too disturbing for me. Way higher. Okay, 15. Was it 15? Okay, if you're comparing Yokozuna's to him, yeah, everybody stinks. I mean, how good is that guy? And almost no anime talk. Well, you guys have got to bring topics up. You get us talking when you say things that make me want to talk. You didn't ask about any anime specifically. I told you I started Fearin', which everybody told me I needed to watch. I haven't seen the My Hero trailer yet. I watched JoJo until part 5. That's all that was an anime at the time. I've seen bits and pieces. More than 15? Whoa. You're lying, Mitch. 20? See, Hakuho was really, is Onosato going to do that? No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's going to do that. Watch the Hakuho documentary. Maybe we'll watch it together on a stream sometime. Although it's not any longer than the Sumo Salon. Maybe we'll watch it. And you guys can understand why Hakuho will never, ever be, there's no one who will ever be him. He's just a different person. 27? Wow. Hakuho went 27 consecutive tournaments, either winning the Yusho or being Jung Yusho. When he first got promoted.
He was unstoppable.
There's nothing.
This is also... When people talk about dynasties, and people talk about legacies, that's what they have in mind.
Right.
Like, we think about Terunofuji being pretty dominant. We think about the moments when Kakuryu or when Hakuho showed up, them being dominant. There was only one channel on this station.
And he was going up against Asashuryu when he first started, so it's not like he had any lack of competition. See, don't tell me Onosato is going to be better than Hakuho.
This is another thing also. When I was at the anime convention last weekend, there was actually somebody who did a really good panel about sumo.
Really?
So I went and I checked it out.
Awesome.
And this was like a really enthusiastic guy who only got into sumo like a couple of years ago. And it's very interesting to see the people that he latches onto because he's only seen it for 2 years.
Right.
But like for us, like we came in as Kisanosato was becoming Yokozuna.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's our starting point.
Right.
It was Kisanosato, it was Harumafuji, it was Hakuho, and it was Kakuryu.
Right. We came in at the for Yokozuna time.
Just there, and then they were dipping.
Right.
They were on the way out. So like we were at the beginning of the end of this big legacy. So like that's our
even with the
point.
beginning of the end, they still had like 3 years. Not Harumafuji, but Hakuho and Kakuryu. Like
so I think that's a big factor is that people who come in. Like, they see Onosato, they see Takeru Fuji for a minute, they see Aonishiki, and they're like, oh, they're the best that have ever done it. Look how much they're kicking everyone else's butt.
Right.
And you're just like...
Yeah, but...
Historically, you are so wrong.
Yeah. And Hakuho is a specimen.
Yes, but these are opinions.
Yes.
Circling back.
Yes. Let's see. Maria, how is Farron so far? I think it's my second favorite of all time and definitely the best I've seen. I've only watched episode 1 and I was really, really blown away by the concept. So I really enjoyed it, and I think that if that's how the first episode is, I'm going to really get into this anime. Have you seen any of the baseball anime we recommended? None of them are on Crunchyroll, and all I have is Crunchyroll, so I'm going to have to do some digging if I'm going to watch any of those. I would love to watch them, but I couldn't get them. People who say Onosato will be in the conversation with Hakuho just never saw Hakuho fight. There's no other way. Exactly. You'd be lucky if they saw his last couple of years, and he was only in one tournament a year at that point. You can't judge Hakuho on the end of his career. He was still way more dominant than the whole entire Banzuke, and he could barely fight anymore. He then had a 10-5 basho followed by another 19 basho streak of Yusho or Jung Yusho. Oh my goodness. That is ridiculous. I did a paper on sumo and presented it as one of my requirements for my degree. That is awesome. If I was in college and liked sumo at the same time, I totally would have done that. Onosato will be better than Hakuho is like when folks, sometimes ironically but not always, extrapolate season stats based on the opener. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't make any sense. Frieren was initially supposed to be a gag anime about an elf who went around killing demons. So what's the origin of why it did not become that? The next question is, what wrestler won the Yusho, the tournament Hakuho's 27th basho streak ended? Hint, it's a geriatric Mongolian guy. It's got to be Tamawashi, right? No, it can't be, because he didn't win then. Tomokaze? Tomokaze? There's not a lot of Mongolians that I can think of that have won Yusho. Well, maybe it was Tamawashi, but I don't think so. Tamawashi won his way later. Glad the author went in a more serious direction, but I wonder what the primary comedy focus Frieren would have looked like. Would have been awesome. Kyoku Tenho. Yeah, Maria should stop answering these questions. You guys know them. Even at the end of his career, Hakuho was simply above everyone in a way I've never seen since. I feel like he could get in the ring and probably beat Hoshoryu. It's just the truth. Like, he could get in right now and probably beat him. Kyoku Tenho was supposed to retire and take over his stable, then casually won the Yusha. I feel like that hint might have been a little too obvious. Like I said, it's late, so no hint is too obvious. My brain is not functioning anymore. How could I forget that Takakesho's final match is with Teruno Fuji? It's almost like I'm not really processing the question. Kyoku Tenho Yusho was a trip. Won it in a playoff with Tochiozan. Tochiozan is who I would have guessed, actually. Kisa Onosato had a 2-win lead in the final weekend and then blew it. I missed a lot of his pre-Ozeki days. It would have been interesting to see him come up. You didn't see him come up at all, right? Because you just came in right at the Yokozuna time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was casually watching when Kisen Osato was becoming Yokozuna.
Okay.
That was one of the things that was the storylines when I was just sort of just watching on the side.
Right, not even watching it like you do now.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have seen all the stuff he was doing and rising up and all the talk. Just wasn't to be. So that's where Takayasu learned to choke tournaments. No, Takayasu's just, I don't know. He's too good to be crushed down, but not good enough to get that Yusho, I guess. Didn't even get the Yusho to become Ozeki. We need to do a Maria versus John sumo trivia stream.
We both lose.
You know, my memory isn't what it used to be, and I'm not elderly, but sometimes I feel elderly. I'm like, wait a minute. I can't remember things past, like, 10 p.m. So that live stream would have to be, like, 8 o'clock if we ever did something like that. So you got any anime stuff before we peace out of this?
Thought of something different.
Oh, okay.
You need John lore. Right?
John lore. Here we go.
So my favorite type of game are retro-style horror games made by indie developers more recently. So, I mean, I'm a big old school Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Parasite Eve. That kind of stuff is my jam.
Resident Evil 2.
RE2 is one of the best.
I love it.
One of the best. RE4 still one of the best games of all time ever made, but like that old school PS1, early PS2 kind of stuff, it's beautiful.
What I like about those old games in particular is sort of the graininess actually makes it scarier. Resident Evil 2 genuinely scared me. I remember the first time you see that lizard thing out on the tree and you see it's in the window and you know you have to open the door. I legitimately was like, I don't want to open the door. I don't want to open the door. And I'm like, it's just a game. What is wrong with you? But I'm like, I don't want to open the door.
You get in on it.
Let's go, John lore. If you ever do that, I'll set the John versus Maria sumo on the Jeopardy board.
Hi, Goose.
Hi, Goose. Well, we're about to wrap up.
We're on our wrap up phase.
I
was gonna say we should close the stream, but I'm like, I'm not gonna leave people hanging about the lore.
Right, we threw in some lore.
I did. I played Clock Tower 3 Monster, and the silly mocap in that game is campy genius. I know I think 1 and 2 are like these horror point and click adventure games almost. I've had a lingering eye on them, but I never committed.
It seems strange sometimes that there might be a game you haven't played.
Oh, there's a lot.
I know.
There's a few.
It's certainly not any that I've heard.
I was learning. There's a whole subgenre of RPG Maker games. That are horror games.
Oh.
Like they took the RPG Maker formula and then they made also some like really trippy as hell games.
Sort of in that horror vein though, if they're trippy.
Yeah, or like very surreal, sort of what drugs am I taking while this game's going on? Yeah, awesome point and click adventure games. That is what I've heard. And then I played. 3 was the first one that I played. Played Majora's Mask, not technically hard, but man, it gets weird sometimes. I did not play Majora's Mask. Friend of mine is threatening to play it. and I may be watching him playing it.
So then you like play it by
was-
osmosis?
By osmosis. When I was younger, that game definitely would have freaked me out because of the timer.
Oh, yeah.
And there is some. We were watching my friend play Ocarina of Time. That game has some weird turns sometimes.
Yeah,
it's a bit spookier. You're like, oh, Ocarina of Time. It's Zelda. We're fine. We're good. Look at all those colors on the 64. You know, everything's so poppy green, and then you're just like, why are there zombies?
like
The world's dead. What happened?
It's like a Castlevania 2
A
situation.
little bit of that.
The night is here.
Most pretentious RPG Maker games too. I'm learning about the pretentious RPG Maker games. I've not actually dove into it. It was sort of, I was aware of its existence like very recently. I have to dig in now. So I'm actually the next game on my queue. I'm playing through. We're playing through BioShock.
Yes.
I played BioShock years and years ago. Here's my tattoo, by the way.
There it is. My silly question. Have you ever played BioShock?
You didn't know. It's fine.
I'm not a gamer. I'm an anime person, and sometimes there's anime and video game people, and then there's one that prefers one or the other. I love video games to watch, but not necessarily to play, so I know very little about video games.
Play any Zelda games. Big into handheld Zeldas. Well, the old school handheld Zeldas.
Right, like Game Boy Zelda.
Game Boy Zeldas, like this one.
Yeah.
And so Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. Those are old now. I did play Echoes of Wisdom is the most recent one on the Switch.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
I like Jimmy games to play Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. Hang on, I gotta write those down. Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. I have recommendations for all of you as well, so I'll give me a minute.
You should make recommendations. I'm always told to do that.
And the Pulsating Mass. All right, I wrote it down. So yeah, Echoes of Wisdom. It was interesting. You played as Zelda, so
okay. I think I heard about
it
that.
Was that was the big selling point, is that you're Zelda. I was just like, you're finally playing Zelda in the Zelda game. There was I did play the Link's Awakening remake on the Switch as well, which I enjoyed but Link's Awakening was like, that was the game that I played when I was like 6 years old and like turning the lights on and it's way too late up at night, but I want to keep playing this game. That's that one for me.
That's when our generation was like totally sleep deprived forever.
That was also back when for the Game Boy, the gray brick Game Boy, it had the magnifier, and it was such a big deal because it had the light on it.
Yes.
Which means you could play it in the dark.
Whereas you really could not play in the dark prior to that.
No. Give a recommendation before with Jimmy. I'll shield all day. All right, I have it on my list. So, there are the OGs. I mean, that everybody talks about. There's the Resident Evil, there's Silent Hill, Parasite, Fatal Frame. The open world games, Shishi, etc. Okay, good night. Shishi's mathematically on the Banzuke, Goose. It's bad news.
And top of the morning to you, Goose, because it's morning for you, I think.
Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, we would totally do it, but we were already falling asleep like 20 minutes ago. So we're just like, we stayed on because somebody dared to try to keep us on with John lore.
All right, see you, Mitch. Yeah. So Brett, open world games I have trouble getting into personally. Like I got somewhat into Skyrim, but I just didn't click.
That's a long one, isn't it?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is in the same vein.
Okay.
It's a lot of you make your own game and you're running around. Like there are some people that they absolutely love that.
And Skyrim.
The game looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's Tears of the Kingdom, which was basically a sequel to that. And Tears of the Kingdom was the one that you can create all sorts of horrific physics engine monstrosities and throw them at people. That did seem interesting and fun, but I was like,
Is that the one that Hayao Miyazaki was like, I'm so disturbed by your generation of people?
Probably. There like you can just do like when it came out, like Tears of the Kingdom, like like rockets, and it's just Classic. Give him a physics engine and let him go. The stuff I ever played as a kid was Nintendo. I never owned a console or a PC. I was a Game Boy kid for a long time.
I didn't own a lot. I played a lot of other people's stuff, but then eventually, when I became an adult, I went back and bought all the systems possible, like at garage sales and things, back when you could still do that. Like, I got a Super Nintendo at a garage sale that I still have, and it still works. Hey, Daniel, it's been a very long time since I've seen you pop up in the chat.
Interesting. I guess Symphony of the Night counts as an open world.
Yeah, it does. You love Symphony of the Night, don't you?
I do Metroidvanias, yeah.
Okay.
It's actually weird. Like, I've played later ones that were inspired.
Okay.
Not
quite Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, but like I played Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which I've been told you have played Symphony of the Night, but it was just called something different.
Right.
I'm like, well, I did like that.
Well, wasn't it the same creator and he just went to a different company or something?
Yeah. When Konami was having their jerk phase, a lot of people jumped ship, and one of them was the creator of Castlevania, who then just created his own studio and made a Castlevania game.
Exactly. See, I remember some things. Yep. Speaking of which, I was thinking also in October that I was going to do one game stream that was horror related, but it would be Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Castlevania 3. So everybody seemed to be somewhat on board with that. So we'll see if that happens, because we talk about Zombies Ate My Neighbors constantly. None of them have played it. I'm like, you guys have gotta do this. So
that one's a bit spooky.
I love that game. Like, it really does creep you out. I mean, if the neighbors go away, your game ends. So it's creepy for this like cartoony game.
These Pokemon games are absolutely horrible open worlds. Okay games overall. I played Arceus this year.
Oh, really?
I dug it up, the older one. I had to. It feels like the entire game was just one big safari zone. It was a little weird. I suppose it's also interesting because of the difference in, I guess, what people are calling open world. So like for Arceus and for Symphony of the Night, you can like go. There's an exploration element, but you typically have a set objective.
Right.
Now in Symphony of the Night, you have to figure out what the objective is,
which creates a little bit more of an open world
which
feel.
Is a little bit more open world, but for Skyrim, for Breath of the Wild, for like Just Cause and those kinds of games, it's non-linear.
Right.
There's stuff that you can do, but you just
do what you want.
You just do what you want. You can run around. You can just point your compass north and go.
Right. That's not my style.
That's the part that I personally have some struggles with. And I've talked to some people about it, and they're basically just like, if you have choice paralysis, then you sort of just shut that part of your brain off and you just do something, and then that is the game. It requires a lot of rewriting.
That's easier said than done.
It's way easier said than done, but like that's sort of like how you can get yourself over that hump. And then I think the thing is, like, once you train yourself to playing these open world games, you can engage with them a lot more.
Right.
I'm just not there yet.
I feel like it would take like 10 years of training, like a good martial arts school.
Would a sumo horror game on this channel or another?
I would do it on this channel. It would just be for the sake of bringing the sumo community together on something we've actually talked about on stream.
What would a sumo horror game look like? Onosato be the serial killer with a smile.
I would love a sumo.
Scarlet and Violet are Pokemons. I think some of the more recent.
They are more recent, yeah.
The last, I think, I played Arceus, but I think the last ones in what I'll call the conventional series was Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
I think they came out with one set, and then there's going to be another one on the Switch 2 that I don't. Well, the Switch 2 is its own conversation.
I like Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. There's a Snap on Switch 2, I think, as well. On the
Switch 2. I like just Switch go around, take some pictures. Yeah, I like to keep my games very simple.
Yeah, people love Legend Arceus, but it was like a proof of concept that got released early to me. There are rough edges in the Arceus game. I'll agree with that. There's some things that are a little weird. They're different, and I think that's the big thing, is that it's different.
Right, and the question is it really Is that what's bugging you? Is it that you have expectations?
I think they took parts of Arceus and they're gonna like refine them and pull them back in. At least I hope they do. What is it? Sumo trainer? Oh yeah, Hariyama.
Of course.
That's what we called Ichinojo when he was
on.
We called him Hariyama, and when he was off, he was Snorlax.
Exactly.
RPG Maker. I love Lisa, the painful RPG too. Probably played that one if you're in. I've not again Monster. Like I've become aware of the world of RPG Maker stuff.
But he's just like putting his toe in the water.
I have opened the door because I had in my mind for the longest time like RPG Maker was. What you did is that you were a 13-year-old kid, and you named the main character your actual name. You gave yourself pink hair, and you gave yourself a big sword. And everybody that you walked into talked about how good you were.
Yes.
And the game sucked. Like I figured that's all that came out of RPG Maker.
That was the case for a while, but now it's a whole other.
Well, it's like so. I just I'm like I respected RPG Maker for what it was.
Yeah.
And I figured that was the kind of a thing that, some people could make like a pretty solid. There are some people that are like, I really, really, really have a good idea for a game. I just need something to build it off of. Like, that's perfect. You just get it and go. But I figured that like the lion's share of it would be people who just bought it and never used it, or people who would just.
Right. Like try it like for a few minutes. Like, I'm bored.
And then off they go. But no, like apparently like people are like, oh, we're going to run with this. And then they ran with it. And so there
always has to be a start.
Well, also like there's some people like they're just like, oh yeah, we're going to use this RPG Maker program, but what you're going to play is going to just defy all expectation. Like,
there are people who can do those.
There are those things. So like, there's a whole world out there. I found out about fairly recently. Somewhere, Miki Yokozuna Onosato sneaks into your heya and looms over your futon with a knife hovering over your knee. Will cut your ACL.
That is really disturbing.
Hariyama and throw for start, yes. Sock is a cool Pokemon. Garganackle for salt has the ability of purifying salt. Yeah,
there we go.
They're a Pokemon for
everything.
It is these days. Everything these days.
And I'm sure like Daisho and Takakeisho know all about it.
Yeah, back when Takakeisho had a Twitter.
I know.
He had a Pokemon picture you showed it to me a while back.
Before the great social media ban. And before he became Ozeki, and then he had to be serious. Yeah. I think he's having his best life right now.
But
he just turned 29. He's still a young man.
But he's gaming.
He's gaming. He goes home and he's just like, just leave me alone. It's a rough day. Yeah. Got a game.
Dragonflies are a pop-up motif in Sumo because they move forward in a straight line. So maybe Yanmega. That works. What was I trying to think? If I'd known this, I would have prepared my A-team.
I know, right? You never know where these streams are going to go.
I had an Onyx for a long time, but that's just because of OG.
Oh, yeah. Onyx was definitely like the first Pokemon where you were like, look at this. This is awesome. I have a
Pokemon list out. There was
There's so many more now. Remember when there was only
100 I think I ended up at the end of Arceus. I think I had a 50-50 split of like Pokemon that I knew about and Pokemon that I didn't know about.
I'm trying to think of what the original number was. They told you like 147 or something like that.
Yeah, Lisa is like one of the most famous RPG Maker classics. Tearjerker post-apocalyptic game. Very black comedy. Which is I Love Lisa the Painful. I feel like I've heard of that. I'm gonna write that one down too. Writing it down.
Yeah, they always give me stuff to write down too. And then I can't find the things that they had me write down. Like the baseball anime. Come on, guys. Give me a place I can find baseball animes. They're not on Crunchyroll.
I think I just dumped
151, Daniel said. I was close, 147.
Yeah, I dumped.
Now there's probably thousands at this point.
I had a Luxray. That was one of the older ones that already existed.
I think it was like Mewtwo was like the big deal Pokemon.
Oh, you had to go. Yeah, you had to go. That was a post game thing. You had to go get him out of that.
Oh yeah. Well, originally 150, and Mew was a surprise. Yeah, Mew was the big like. Oh, you thought there was 150, but there's this secret one. Was Togepi in the original 150?
No.
Or yeah, Togepi was its own thing too.
It was a new thing. It was in the show.
Isn't
has its
Diamond
own
No
thing.
Ace on Crunchyroll, or did they take it off? I'll look, but I don't remember seeing any baseball anime on Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah, there's the weird hippo Pokemon. I didn't hang out with them though. Let's see. There's Onyx. I didn't ride him. Rhyhorn. I picked him up because Rhyhorn's awesome. Scrolling. There has to be one of these that I picked up that I never had before. Oh yeah, they had Growlithe looking weird.
Hot Bob says Ace of Diamonds shows up on Crunchyroll. All right, I'll look for it. I've yet to watch a baseball anime. I was watching the bike one. I forget what it's called, but the bike racing one. It was decent, but then it got to a point where I'm like, well, I don't know.
Here we go. Gliscor.
Score.
It was ground and flying. It baffled my mind. He's like a bat scorpion thing.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool.
I thought he was adorable. Then he kept getting his ass kicked.
And you're like, well, he sucks.
I was like, I'm sticking with you, boy.
Is he like Geodude? Geodude always lost.
Yes. Clicking one of every Pokemon card is over 1,000 currently. It's like 15. Damn, that
Wow.
is a huge collection.
That's worth something.
Yeah, that's probably my big Arceus Pokemon that was new.
1 ounce is on YouTube. All right. Yeah, I'm clearly on YouTube, so. Speaking of which, guys, we gotta go.
All right.
This has been fun, but
Here are my retro horror recommendations.
all right, retro horror recommendations.
So probably first and foremost, Crow Country. Absolutely adore that game.
Never heard of that one.
It is a retro horror game. It has in Final Fantasy VII the art style, it's like very like rounded chibi characters like that, except you're in a horror game.
Interesting.
It's a very interesting clash of aesthetics and tones. I have a lot of fun with that. I absolutely adore everything about that game. So Tormented Souls is very much we found people who like Silent Hill more than I do.
Oh.
Which is saying something because that's probably my favorite game series. And they made their own.
Okay.
And
so it's Silent Hill like.
It is yeah. There's some Resident Evil elements that they took a few other things from the other, like sort of the collective unconscious, but they wear their heart on their sleeve. It's such a great game. Coming out with a sequel sometime. Signalis is an absolute masterwork.
Wow, these are ones I've never heard of.
Yeah, this is my jam here.
You are getting serious lore.
This is the lore. We played Final Fantasy V. I've watched some of Final Fantasy V. I've also played Final Fantasy 14, which rips a lot of 5 off, but that's the Final Fantasy 14 chat.
Cross game. I need to. Where's my pen? Sorry, keep going, John.
Yeah. But yeah, Signalis is actually sort of a mixture of like retro horror. Like it's more Resident Evil, but then there's some cosmic horror in there, and then there's some very strong anime references and anime overtones. It is incredibly
like horror anime tones or any anime.
Well, like there's some there's like androids and robots.
Okay.
They make eyes at like Ghost in the Shell a
Okay.
little bit.
All right.
But then it's like legit. You're stuck in a horrible place and people are going insane.
Like Vampire Hunter D references at all or no?
I don't know Vampire Hunter Z.
Okay. See, horror anime I know quite a bit about.
Yes, it's more like direct anime tropes.
Okay.
There may be some.
There could be.
There could be some more subtle references. It is, it is probably my go-to example for, like you take everything that you love and then you transcend it into something beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You guys make an anime. What would it be about? Would Maria make her book into an anime?
My book is basically an anime, guys. Like, it's if you had Western characters and then threw them in anime, that's what my book is. So you already answered that question, and that's what my anime would be. Exactly what I wrote is what my anime would be.
It'd be anime, but made by people in the West, like the Castlevania Netflix series. It's just like
exactly
it's anime art style,
but it's Western.
It's Western writing.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, my anime I've already written. It's not completed, but I've already written it. Was that your whole list, or
got a couple
I interrupted?
We're going back and forth with the chat. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Yep. we're also both tired.
Yeah.
All right. So a little bit more recent. So many situations you want to switch. Oh, let's see. Oh, Jimmy, the main character, has a job system like 5, but he can class change the mid battle on a 3-turn cooldown. So many situations you have to switch to a specific class of Jimmys and win, so you have to manage your mid battle class changes. Interesting. Obviously, sumo anime, more seinen and drama apart. I would not do a sumo anime.
No, I mean, I would if it was like Takekeisho and Daisho, like sumo best friends, trying to get through the rigid life of sumo and still have a life, and it's like impossible. Like, I want to explore the hardships of it instead of the actual physical sumo. Because when it comes to storytelling, that's what I care about.
I would do some thinking about it. I'd either do something like completely tame, like a slice of life with like just people like bickering and arguing.
Yep.
Or it would be like apocalyptic. You're just watching the whole main cast die off slowly.
It's those are two extremes.
Yeah. It'd be one of those two. Maybe the same anime.
Maybe.
It's the slice of life of a bunch of people who know they're about to die in 3 months.
That could be interesting.
I don't know.
You should write that, John.
I'm thinking about it. All right. So, a game that is unabashedly just Silent Hill for the sake of being Silent Hill is a game called Hollow Body, which has a lot of UK British tones. It
wasn't made in the UK, was it?
It was British, yeah.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Well, yeah, they're like the voice cast, a very good voice cast, voice acting. I was playing it with a friend of mine who's from Scotland.
Oh, cool.
And he had pointed out that like a lot of the story beats had like uncanny parallels to like stuff that actually happened.
Wow.
So
that's cool.
This was a little bit of, oh wow, this is a pretty effed up situation. And he's just like, no, this happens.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's cool, but then it's not.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, what? That like ratcheted the game up for me a whole bunch.
You're like, I'm playing this and I'm like, this actually happened to somebody.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Yeah. But Hollow Body is also just a love letter to the horror series. And so the last one I'll bring up is also super weird. It's a game called Sorry We're Closed. So
that's a pretty interesting topic. Title.
The name of the title has very little to do with the game. So take your Silent Hill style. There's an other world, you go into it, and there's demons and stuff like that. Put on top of that a crazy popping Persona style art style, and also a weird social relationship thing. Where like when you go into the demon world, everybody's trying to kill you, you're trying to kill everybody, you're trying to survive. And then like when you're in the normal world, like you're talking to the demons about what love is, and then you're dating them.
Whoa.
And then you go back into horror. It's very bizarre. It is like for me, I looked at that and I'm like, there is no way any executive would ever sign off on this game. This is a group of people who make a passion project.
Right. They had the money to do it themselves.
And they're like, no, we're making this because we can.
How did you find out about that game?
Well, there's a sort of a recommended, you like this, so maybe you'll like that.
Got it.
Also I have a very like it is very cut and dry. Like I have a very like, because I'm basically falling further and further into this retro horror, like modern games made in a retro horror style. Mm-hmm. Like this is basically my jam. So anything even resembling this comes out, and then somebody sends me a link and be like, "This is you.
You like this?"
So there's a game that came out called Heartworm.
Okay.
Which is retro. Like it is a PS1 art style, third person, but like you take pictures of ghosts.
Oh, okay.
In a town where it's snowing and everything's going to hell. I'm just like, yep, sign me up.
And it sounds like that sounds cool though.
It does sound cool.
Yeah, but you haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it.
Oh, okay.
I have to. The next game that I want to play is No Sleep for Konami Date.
Oh yes.
I have it downloaded, but I haven't started it yet.
And that's only on the Switch too, or
I have on PC.
Oh,
it's a Switch. It's a Switch or PC.
I feel like I need to get PC options because the Switch is just so slow.
Oh my god! I can't do things on the Switch anymore.
I know. It's like, if it's something like Pokemon Snap, fine. But if it's something that requires, like...
First-party games are usually, I say usually, good about it.
Yeah.
Ports, good luck.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to wait till it's on PlayStation.
Yeah, it'll come out otherwise. I will let you know if I do any of the game recommendations. I'll at least look into them. I can give you a vibe check. Any fantasy book recommendations? As an author, you probably know your fantasy well.
Well, I would say hold off on me giving you that because I don't read any current fantasy while I am in the process of finishing my series. Like, I have completed book 2. I have to write book 3. I do not want to be influenced by anybody else's book, so I have stopped reading fantasy at this point. I'm trying to think if there's a fantasy that I really loved prior to when I stopped reading fantasy. What is the last fantasy book I actually read before I've been writing for a long time, so I put myself in a fantasy band for a while.
Yep.
I read in my personal opinion, there's not a ton of great fantasy series recently, but like I said, I stopped. So I don't know. I'd have to really think about that because it's probably been years since I've read a fantasy series. And of course I read all the ones about, Harry Potter and the Hunger Games. There was a series the first book was called Cinder, but there were multiple books after that. It was like basically based off of Cinderella, but she had like cyborg properties to her. That one was pretty interesting, but I don't know what the name of the series was. I just know the first book was called Cinder. So let me think about that, because I actually have bookshelves full of books. I have more books than you can ever imagine. So I'd have to look before I could actually give you that information.
Yeah. Post-apocalyptic sumo. I don't know if we actually commented on that.
We didn't, but that sounds awesome. That does sound
cool.
See, you could make a sumo anime with cool elements to it that weren't just about the technical sumo.
Yeah. This is not a wrap on the Switch. I feel like I got my money back on the Switch with Metroid Dread alone. There are a lot of good titles on that. Super Mario Odyssey was good. And anything first party is really good.
Yeah, and there's plenty of games I play on my Switch. But not some of these new games.
Yeah, some games like the loading times really kick your ass.
Right.
Also, Somnium. So the first Somnium Files game is up there with some of his best stuff.
Yeah.
Because like it's that in VLR in my mind.
And I had to wait for it to come out on PlayStation for that.
The Nirvana Initiative is really good. I think
they could have done some things to make it better, but it was good.
There are parts of it that are extremely strong. There are parts of it that are better than what Somnium Files 1 does, but as a complete package, Somnium Files 1...
It's just a perfect story.
It's absolutely great. I feel Nirvana Initiative to me almost feels more like comparing VLR to Zero Time Dilemma.
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
Should you play Zero Time Dilemma? Yes.
Yes.
Will you like Zero Time Dilemma? Yes. Does it do stuff in there that they don't do in VLR? Yes. Is it better than VLR? No. That's how that works. Same thing for the exact same list for Nirvana Initiative.
Yeah, precisely the same. I should try and write a sumo book, voice all my frustrations about sure. Do it.
Kirby Air Riders look really good. I don't know if I can just wait. Switch 2 is too early. It is too early. I
need some time.
The balls on them to do $80.
Yeah.
I
might need to learn a lesson about that.
Well, if I wasn't, I was already on the fence about getting a Switch 2, and then I heard that Mario Kart was $80. I'm like, you know what?
I can play older Mario Kart.
I'm off the fence.
Yeah.
I'll come back. There's a couple of things. There's the they got From Software to do some From Software game on it. That sounds interesting. All they really need to do is get their GameCube emulator up and get Eternal Darkness on it. And then there's a legal way to play Eternal Darkness 2 that will function.
Much better.
I'm trying to get back to retro horror. The Switch game and over 100 indie games, and most of the third-party games of Switch 2 are stupid key cards. I've not seen K-pop Demon Hunters. I've heard about it.
I've heard about it too. I've not seen it.
About it. You're right. It's one of those games I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna buy $500. That's another thing. Switch 2 is in the money.
Yeah, like these consoles just get more and more expensive. It's like when I had my PS4, like I just rocked with it as long as I could.
As long as I could. Yeah. I had rules of threes, I think, for getting a new console. Like there are 3 games you're really excited. Like there are games that like Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm like, it seems good, but I'm not excited to play it.
Right.
It's not a big.
It's like it's a good game. You'll have fun with it, but it's not like I need it.
I'm just like, if I get a Switch 2, I'm getting Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I'm not getting a Switch 2 for Donkey Kong Bonanzas.
Exactly.
Like you need a game that you're just like, I need this.
Right.
And then you get 3 of those, and then you buy the console.
Right.
And that's typically the tipping point.
It takes at least a year for that to happen.
K-pop Demon Hunters. Is that on the Crunchyrolls?
Yeah, we need the Crunchyroll stuff. K-pop Demon
I get that one
Hunters.
down.
So you see now why my streams are so long, because this is what they do.
We're milking it now.
I know.
We cut the button like an hour
I know.
ago. It's fine.
If Goose is still listening, he's probably like, what is wrong with you guys? You said you were leaving.
He's mad at us. We're going to have a fight later.
It's not you, Goose, I swear. These people kept us on way longer than we wanted to be on. Ay, ay, ay. Chibi Robo.
On the Switch online expansion pack. Yeah, it's another awesome Archie game.
Now, like, for me, the Kaname Date game, that would be one.
Yeah.
That's one.
I think that's on the regular
What
Switch.
about the,
No Sleep's on the regular Switch, I think.
Yeah, but still, I don't want to play on either Switch.
You'd want to get it on the Switch, too, for the better loading tunes. That makes sense.
And then there's the 100...
Last Defense Academy.
Yeah, was that on the Switch, too?
I think so.
Yeah, so, like, I'm waiting for these things to come out on the PS5. Yeah. I mean, it's just what it is.
Last Defense Academy is a trip.
Really?
It's also extremely long.
Long is okay if it's worth it.
It's probably worth it.
Okay.
You're on this. I'm nowhere near done.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Like, I put a large amount of time into the game to find out exactly how much time I need to put into this game to be done with it.
My goodness gracious.
It is a project. It is the amount of work is absolutely boggling.
It's like a thesis.
Dude, I don't know if they ever need to make another game. They'll just point at that and be like, we did it.
This is like the prime example of this type of game you'll never need to play another.
It's like, do you have 200 hours? Yeah.
It's getting a little crazy.
I don't know if it's going to be 200 hours long, but I think they're like, we need to make this our magnum opus. And both the Danganronpa and the Zero Escape guys that got together were like, we're going to do 2 magnum opuses. We're going to make it one game.
Gee.
Okay, buddy.
I don't know how I feel about that, but
it's good. When I've played it, it's good. It's both of them.
Okay.
It's both of them. Like the parts of Dangan that you like, it's there. The parts of Zero Escape that you like, they hid them, and then if you're a Zero Escape fan, you'll find them and pull them out.
Wow, that's intense. That's something else.
Yeah,
I don't play RPGs, just so you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last big RPG I played was Persona 5. That was 100-something hours.
Yeah, Persona 5 is the last one.
I'm trying to think if I did another one. That might not be that.
Persona 5 is too easy to get sucked into going everywhere and doing everything and spending a lot of time.
Old Monster Hunter. Yeah, Wilds, I think, is the new one. I don't know if my computer can run it. There's some optimization issues with it outrageously right now. Worlds is still there, though. Underline is the impossible to finish game. Is so many. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, once you've invested the time, you can't say you're not gonna finish it.
There are parts that you're just like, I'm gonna put a break. Stop it right there. Also, I mean, just sometimes life is like, you're done. You got stuff going on now.
Right. Right, like you play your like little sections and then you're like, I have to stop.
Yeah. I mean, also at this point, it's sort of I hit a point that I stopped playing it. Like I was in the middle of an arc, but I'm just like, well, there's stuff going on.
Right. I gotta take a break. Yeah. It's like reading a 5,000 page book or something.
That's the thing. It's a break, so I'll be back to it.
Which, by the way, when you had asked me about, I am a fantasy author, but keep in mind that I'm more of an anime person. So I could probably tell you more about animes than I could tell you about fantasy authors. I think I've read mostly the big fantasies that everyone else has read. So I don't know if I would even have some really good suggestions because I spend my fantasy time with anime. That's my preferred style of fantasy. Not that there aren't some good ones out there, but once again, I don't want to be influenced, so I'm not reading any of the new ones. Nothing beats being a child, sinking ungodly amounts of hours into a single game and not getting bored no matter what you do over and over again.
Relatable.
To be a child.
One day.
Yeah. Well, when you're really old, you become a child again.
It swings back around.
So, like, we'll be like the 80-year-old grandparents. Where's my controller?
We'll just go get them, like, just hand interfaces. You wear them like gloves at that point.
I know. You like
USBs
blink your eyes and it shows up. Your combined top 5 anime. Ready, go. This is going to be the last comment. You can answer that if you want. I'm going to write my list.
Yeah. Like, RPGs are fun. I haven't played them recently. Persona. I had a lot of fun with Persona 5. Trying to think if there's a shorter RPG. I mean, I played Pokemon Arceus. It's technically an RPG. Played that this year. I enjoyed it.
It's a tough list because I do like multiple genres, but this list is all full of shonen pretty much.
Top 5 anime like ever?
Yeah, like I can give you I can give you 5 that I just really, really, really love and rewatch and all that stuff, but I don't know if they're the best. Like there's probably some others that could go in there. I'll think about the ones that I rewatch every once in a while. All right, and no, we're not going to agree. We watch different types of animes, Bob. I mean, I think we like the same ones, but what our favorites are. I remember I've watched, I liked all the old school animes, but, there's a couple of new ones that I really enjoy, but in my top 5 would be Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin. These are obvious, but I don't care. Naruto, the original, not Naruto, the Shippuden. Dragon Ball Z, I don't care. I will watch anything Dragon Ball. Like, if there's a new movie, I don't care. Those characters were like my family. And I'm going to say it's a toss-up between Trigun, because I have some sentimental connection to Trigun, and I really do like My Hero Academia. I rewatch it, so if you get it on your rewatch pile, it's hard not to say it isn't one of your top. So there you go. There's a tie for number 5 between Trigun and My Hero Academia. John? Thoughts?
Well, just
Take
to
a
make
look at
this
that.
easy. Let's see. Yu Yu Hakusho, that's easy to get behind. Rurouni Kenshin's the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Same for Yu Yu Hakusho, actually.
Yeah. I didn't really like some people think it's the best, but Dark Tournament, you could have just ended there.
Just
don't do the Sensui stuff. It's just like,
get it out of here. Get it out of here. We're done.
That's actually, that's what makes it hard too, is like, you can't say that in all of these animes they stayed good throughout. So Trigun 26er stayed good throughout. Dragon Ball Z, I don't care. It was all good. Don't care. Love it all. Naruto Shippuden I did not care for. Rurouni Kenshin, first 2 seasons only. Yu Yu Hakusho through the Dark Tournament.
First 2 seasons.
My Hero is weird, and you haven't seen it, but what's interesting is, like the way the episode patterns go, this show is the same way. There's like a season that's kind of a dud in the middle, but the end seasons are phenomenal, and the beginning are phenomenal. So it's like there's just this weird little part in the middle where like that was okay. Every other part of it's like, oh man, this is awesome. But it's not a complete. Tales of the Abyss, Frieren, Hunter x Hunter, Fairy Tail, a certain sarcastic. Religan? So, I haven't finished Hunter x Hunter, so I can't speak about that yet. Frieren I just started. Fairy Tail I started and I didn't really like, which I feel bad about. But anyway, we should go, guys. It's almost midnight. We were going to go like an hour ago.
I will add to that list Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. That's classic.
Yeah. Boring. Cowboy Bebop and Trigun are the ones that I'm like thinking back on. I'm like, yeah, those.
I rewatched Trigun like so many times. And I really loved Gundam Wing too. Gundam Wing was really up there for me. I feel like I might rewatch that again. So I don't think there was a single bad part in Gundam Wing. So I do have to give it some special props for that. But anyway, guys, we've been hanging out a long time. The Sumo fans are long gone. It's only the anime. And that's why Mitch was like, I'm going to bed. Mitch cannot stand anime. Oh, Mitch, you're so great. I did forget about Bleach, but Bleach isn't a perfect series either. All right, guys, have yourselves a good night. We'll see you in a couple weeks for the preview show. And I already did the plug.